And I think we're seeing it both break on ethnicity and geographically. So it looks like that Donald Trump's going to be stronger in the Southeast. Why? Because he is doing better with Hispanics.
That's right.
And there is a larger population of Hispanics in the Southeast and the Southwest than any other part of this country. The exit polls indicate that she is going to do better with older white women. I've been messing around with Indiana. Indiana's not going to, it's a red state. Donald Trump's underperforming about a point or two.
See if anyone shows up, man.
Counties. Indiana's a very white state. That's a tea leaf. I just throw it out there. It's a tea leaf. They obviously border.
Polymarts just came in. Polymart's prediction just came in. We got some stuff coming in here.
Clearly, there are some older whites, and we. He's improving with white voters, and he's stronger in the South because he's improving with voters of color.
Bitcoin starting to pump off of that.
I'm not seeing as much evidence among African-American voters, but definitely Hispanic voters. It's not just Florida. I think Georgia, we're seeing it as well.
Well, we're seeing it nationally, too. When you look at some of the numbers here, he is +10 specifically with Latino men, according to our exit poll nationally, a demographic group that Joe Biden was +23 with 4 years ago. So it is definitely a shift, and it is definitely one of the headlines that we're watching as we're seeing these exit polls come in.
And we see that, I mean, the Latino vote is not just concentrated in the Southwest.
That's exactly right.
It's not just the Southeast. It's also in Pennsylvania. There's a huge Latino population in Pennsylvania.
We have been talking about the ground game quite a bit. It's been heavily focused in Pennsylvania on trying to energize Latinos on both sides. Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. We're
what up?
focusing on that in places like
We in the building, man. We in the building.
in places like Reading.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Trying to make sure that
We in
they
the
are
building.
getting them out.
You already know what it is. Nighttime DZ stream.
Let's not forget
Here's what it looked like in the nighttime.
campaign last night in Philadelphia, showing and once again demonstrating the importance of that state, as we are going to find out here in the hours to come and perhaps days.
DZ night stream,
Holly,
baby.
you've got some more from
Nighttime
your
stream,
exit
baby.
polls.
You know, it's interesting. Chuck's talking about the graceful removal from the chair. Thank you all for bearing with me. Chuck's talking about the realignment here and where people are sort of politically. One of the things we're watching on that front is this idea of independent voters. We know that they are going to be potentially a crucial voting bloc here. Vice President Harris had made overtures to this group in the closing weeks of her campaign, really trying to win them over, to get them over to her side. Look at how they're breaking nationally here. She is winning independent voters nationally, 51%, Donald Trump 44%. Here's the thing. Nationally is not how you win or lose the White House. You win the White House in the battleground states. And look at the state of states, Pennsylvania, right? The most key battleground this year. In Pennsylvania, it's the opposite. It's former President Trump who is actually leading with independents over Vice President Harris in this really important state where the margins could be really close here. You can see it here. He's at 50%. She's at 44%. Again, that's in Pennsylvania. So you might ask, okay, well, how does that compare to how he did 4 years ago? He is overperforming generally with independents now in Pennsylvania. You see in 2020, 44%. He's doing a bit better. It'll be really interesting as we watch this develop.
Can you guys hear? Let me know if you guys can hear. Let me know if the volume and everything's okay. Let me know in the comments below. I don't know how many people are here.
No, I just think it's.
I don't know how many are going to show up, but we're still going to rock out.
We have a country that's really sour about our politics, sour about the direction of the country. And we now have fewer people identifying with the two major parties, according to our exit poll. It's a huge development. Independents are the fastest growing flock. Now, it's very rational. If you don't like the direction of the country,
yeah, because a lot of people are realizing that both sides are crooked. That's why independents are growing, because people realize both sides are crooked. That's why independents are growing.
Two major parties in at least 4 elections. It means these independent votes are going to be the whole ball game. They're going to decide who's president.
We are keeping a sharp eye on the state of Georgia. We can show you where things stand. We've just had a change of characterization here. Our characterization from the decision desk now is that this is too close to call. You can see about a 267,000 vote difference between the two, with 37% of the vote in. But again, the NBC News characterization at this point, too close to call in Georgia.
We've got a lot of contributors lined up to talk to you tonight. We've got Senator Claire McCaskill, I believe, over at our Insider's desk. And Senator, I wondered what you thought about that. What some are seeing is something of an alarm bell.
Two sides of the same coin. That's right, buddy.
Suburban Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, where it seems that Kamala
This is
Harris
Polymart's
is
predictions.
underperforming. And as you well know, the suburbs in the battleground states are key to
Florida had updated their system where they're going to know right away. So Florida's locked in.
It is
Florida's
very
locked
early.
in.
We have exit polls, and by the way,
if exit polls were correct, I would be governor and John Kerry would have been president and Hillary Clinton would have been president. So I think we've got to take all of that with a big giant grain of salt and wait for the actual numbers to come in, because as we all know, these come in from different
crypto's
places.
running.
Typically rural places come in before urban locations.
Crypto's up.
So I think she's going to be fine in the suburbs.
Doge is up,
and I don't
Bitcoin
think
is
the
up,
exit polls will
and
actually
DJT
reflect
stock.
accurately what will happen with independent voters. I'm
DJT
not saying
stock
she's gonna
ran
dominate
after
independent
hours.
voters,
Check it out.
But I'll be very surprised if there aren't a whole lot of women that call themselves independents that don't vote
It
for
was
Donald
up
Trump.
20%.
At what point in all this do you begin to let out a sigh of relief here?
It was up 20%.
In North Carolina, if by any chance she wins those 2 states, then I can breathe again. If she does not.
All right, thanks for being
and
here,
then,
everybody.
Obviously, Pennsylvania becomes even bigger.
Thanks for being
and
here.
Let's don't sleep on
Wow,
Nevada.
we're
I
about to
think
get
that may
50
be
people
the
on the
closest
late
margin
night
in this
stream.
race.
Okay.
I think it may be literally maybe 500 to 2,000
About to get 50 on the late
separating
night
two
stream.
candidates.
Okay,
think
I
it's that
love
close
to
in Nevada.
see it.
Well, we're waiting polls
Welcome to
close
DZ's
there in less than
late
an
night
hour.
world.
Nevada and Arizona, those
After
big
hours with
western
DZ.
battlegrounds, but we do not expect results there, frankly, for days. So I guess Senator McCaskill's going to be holding her breath for a very, very long time. We've got Sarah Fagan here, too, a veteran of Republican campaigns. And again, with all the caveats, we are reading tea leaves right now.
Don't rewind to the
What are
stream.
you
Don't
looking
rewind
at?
the
What are you
stream to see
noticing?
that.
And how do you see this
I
shaking
think
out?
Bitcoin's gonna
So if you
pump
look
if
at,
the
Florida,
Trumpster
you look at
wins.
Virginia, Donald Trump is running about 4 points better than he did in 2020. But then contrast Georgia and North Carolina, where I should caveat that less of the vote is in. He's running 1 point ahead in Georgia. He's running a little behind in North Carolina, where he did in 2020. And that says to me perhaps that the Harris GOTV effort is quite strong, that she's pulling her votes out in places where the campaign organized. So she's holding that margin closer.
And the GOTV, for those of you just joining us on Political Nerd Fest, get out the vote. The ground game, when we're talking about it, you know, this is about when you say, you pull the bus up and you say, let's go, we're going to hold you by the hand and take you to the polls. And organizing is the key to any successful campaign.
Absolutely, and you have the Harris campaign touting the fact that, for example, they knocked on 3 million doors over the weekends. It winds up being numbers, though, until people actually go to the polls and vote. And I do think, just bouncing off something that Chuck said earlier, it's just to zoom out for a moment. Remember that one of the biggest issues of this campaign was change. What people really want is change. And so what you saw in both of their closing arguments was an attempt to argue they're the change candidate. And so what we are seeing, for example, with
So I'm gonna
independents,
share
I
this
think, is
live
notable,
stream. It looks like
because
people are coming in. Wow,
the person
I didn't
who
think
winds
anyone
up
would
winning
come.
This race will be the
Over
person
50
who
people
ultimately
already.
Voters say that's the change candidate.
And like everything in this election year, it's complicated because you have a former
Absolutely.
president, so there's a certain incumbency there, and a
Over
sitting vice
50
president,
people
and
already.
there's certain
Let me
incumbency
share
there.
this
Something baked into Donald Trump's
live
call
stream.
for
And if you
change
guys could
here,
share it
because
as
he was already in the
well.
White House for 4 years. Same thing for Vice President Harris, as you're looking at the popularity or favorability rating for President Biden, which is low. And so the question, is that going to be a drag on how she does? To your point on the get out the vote effort, this is why
If you guys
early
could
vote
share
was
the video
critical
as
for both
well.
of these campaigns, with some 79 million people voting early. Better to bank those votes. What if somebody gets sick? What if somebody's kid has to stay out of school or whatever? Get those votes in now to get them locked and loaded.
Let me just change the conversation just for a moment, because we do have another call to make, and it's an NBC News projection in the state of South Carolina. South Carolina will go to Donald Trump when all the votes are counted.
All right, Donald Trump just won South Carolina, it seems
Donald
like.
Trump, again, the projected winner.
I do have a
24%
prediction that I
vote
posted.
difference of about
If you guys are
104,000.
interested in that, you guys can check out my
Donald
Twitter.
Trump will pick up South Carolina.
I
Here's
did
where it
post
leaves
this
us on the road to
in the
27.
Discord.
Donald Trump out in front with 99. Kamala Harris, 27.
We've got a few key battlegrounds where polls have closed. They're counting, but we don't have results yet. Still either too early to call or too close to call. Let's go to NBC's Garrett Hagee's at
I'm
Trump
not a
headquarters
professional
in West
political
Palm Beach,
analyst
Florida.
by any means,
Mar-a-Lago, tell
but
us
I
what
can
the
read
campaign
charts
is
and
saying
data.
to you.
Late night stream, yeah, man. We on the late night. So here's what it looks like on the late night.
Georgia right now, a state you were just discussing, where their key to victory was essentially blowing the doors off in rural turnout and improving their margins among minority voters, Latino voters, black voters. The campaign is seeing in the same exit polls
like
we're looking at
DZ after hours. I have a light over there that can change any color.
Has spent heavily for
what color
months
should I
and
make
months
it? Red.
and
I think
months to
red.
try
The
to win
whole red
over
vibe.
even just a
pretty
few
sweet.
percentage
I don't know about
points,
you
the kind of
guys.
thing that could make a difference in a
I have a
state
light over
divided
there
by
that
fewer than
changes any
12,000
color.
votes 4 years ago. The other thing that I think has accrued to Trump's favor in Georgia is the resumption of unity among Georgia Republicans. Remember, there was a huge fallout with Brian Kemp, the popular Republican governor there after 2020. Trump and Kemp made amends, although they rarely appeared together on the campaign trail. The two singing from the same hymnal in the race's closing weeks, along with a lot of these other Trump candidates, could be helpful to Trump in that state.
All right, Garrett, we have a call to make. This is North Carolina, the governor's race there. Josh Stein, the Democrat, takes the race there. He faced off against the Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, a very controversial candidate. And the polls had shown, well, we talked about ticket splitting, where perhaps the vote for the presidency might be different than the vote down ballot. This perhaps will be an indication of that. Josh Stein, the winner of the governor's race in North Carolina. Just a brief word about this controversial.
It looks like the projected winner of North Carolina is going to go to the Democrats for governor. North Carolina governor.
Kristen will get in, I think, how controversial this Republican gubernatorial candidate was.
And you guys see right now, Democrats at 31 for the Senate, Republicans 42, going to be at 50.
That's exactly right. So if somebody's
The
looking at this
House
going, well,
is
the
22 Democrat, 44 Republican, and then we have Trump for the presidency,
Republicans know how to check a Republican for
270
president and a
to win.
Democrat for governor.
Trump is at 99, Kamala is at 27. Again, I'm not a political analyst, but I did post this in the Discord
he posted some highly controversial
where everybody,
comments
DJT stock ended up running
an
in
adult
after
website.
hours.
And
Another
so the
stock
backlash
that
was
might
massive,
see a
but this
potential
result was
pump
expected. The question
could be
is, that was,
Tesla,
by the way, one of the
okay?
controversies.
Not
given
too
this
much,
one. The question
but it
is,
could
will
see some
he track
potential
down
upside.
support
Tesla
for
could
former
see some
President
potential
Trump?
upside
We don't
if
know the answer, but we do know that in 2020, President Biden was not able to win this state because there was, in part,
Trump
it's believed,
wins.
a
Now, if Kamala
controversial
wins, I don't
Democratic
know what
candidate for
stocks are gonna
Senate,
pump.
and that did sink
Bitcoin
his
is already
chances.
seeing a little
Now,
bit of a
just
Trump
to
pump.
zoom out a little bit,
BTC
Democrat
already
hasn't
seeing
won
a
the
little
state
bit
North
of a
Carolina since
trumpet
2008,
pump
when
it.
Barack Obama did it.
Ladies and
Trump
gentlemen, thank you
added
for tuning
3
in right now.
campaign
I didn't
stops
think
in
anyone
these
would tune in,
closing
so I
days of the
appreciate
race.
it.
For the whole weekend, there are 3 days
54
straight in
people
North
in
Carolina.
the
How
building.
important this state is to his path.
Also a sense that it might have been slipping away and trying
All right,
to
can
shore
you,
up.
if you guys can hear, type a 1 in the
was
chat.
very, very tight in 2022. Trump
Type
won
a
it,
1
but
in
it
the
was
chat
just
if you can
right
hear.
up there in terms of narrow margins.
Type a 1 in the chat
And it's a
if you
good
can
reminder
hear.
that even if the electoral vote count ultimately has a pretty wide gap, these margins can be very tight, and those electoral votes, listen,
Type
they
a
all
1
go
in
to
the
the winner,
chat if
right?
you
So
can
that's what
hear.
matters here in a state like North Carolina.
Well, we already talked to Garrett Haig, who was in West Palm at Trump headquarters. Let's go over to Peter Alexander. He's at the Harris headquarters in Washington.
Hey, Savannah, you just heard from Garrett a moment ago talking about how Donald Trump's team seems to be satisfied that he is doing a bit better with those black and Latino voters right now. Similarly, the Harris campaign feels good that she is outperforming with white voters over Joe Biden's performance with them in some of our early exit poll indications in parts of the country right now. One thing they're keeping an eye on. Another thing I'm hearing from senior officials within the campaign as they get ready to start the program here is that they are seeing really good enthusiasm among those youngest voters, those college students in particular right now. They're talking about long lines.
All right, guys, let me know if you guys can hear in the comments below. We're running multiple media streams. Should I turn the music off?
All right, Peter, that is Harris headquarters in Washington, D.C.
Should I turn the music off? The music is going off for now, unless you guys want it back on. Let me know.
Because it is so close.
Let me know if you want the music back on. I kind of like the music vibes.
Hopeful in North Carolina, Republicans feeling a little better about Georgia. If they swap, right? If Democrats win North Carolina and Republicans win Georgia, they're both 16 electoral votes. We're back to square one where we were in 2020. Let's talk about Georgia tonight, because what we're seeing is both camps are overperforming. So it's going to be a nail biter.
That nice and light in the background. We're gonna see who wins. If projected, if Trump wins, if Trumper wins, I project possible BTC pumpage. So we do want to watch for that.
How Democrats have been able to run up the score from Romney in 2012, Clinton flips it, and look how they're growing the margins. And tonight, that's exactly what Kamala Harris is doing. She's growing the margins in Cobb County. Let's go around. Let's see what we have in Fulton. Fulton, 53%. Let's see how
Doge
how
is
that
up.
compares to Biden,
Hell yeah,
72.
bro.
She's
So
holding her
Doge
own
is
around the
pumping.
Atlanta metro region. Let's see over here. We only have
Lots of
1% in that,
cryptos.
but
Lots of
worth a
cryptos
discussion there.
pumping. We're
Clayton
getting lots of
County,
pumpage in the
70%
crypto
slightly
space.
overperforming Biden. That's
Lots of
pretty good.
pumpage in the
Keep
crypto
moving.
space.
Henry County, 1% in. This is one of those swing counties.
And
we
you
can
have
talk
to
about.
remember,
You know,
this isn't
1%
even
in. I don't know how
this
much
isn't
we're
even
gonna
the
be able to
end
say there.
because
Rockdale County, again,
if
those Atlanta suburbs, 77% of the vote in. She's overperforming there. Okay, that's Harris. That's the Democrats. Let's go to these rural regions.
Let's say we get the rate
Trump at
cuts.
78 in 2020. He's at 78 right now. You can see he's
You're gonna
holding
see
his
crypto
marks.
pump even
Union
more.
County, a little bit lower, but again, he's around the 80% mark where he should be, and overperforming in White County. Again, those are the rural counties. Let's go to Georgia's Black Belt, where they have counties with lots of African-American voters. Here in Doherty, this is about 70%
I love how it's all about race.
African-American
It's so
here,
stupid.
Slightly overperforming Biden. So again, guys, what I'm
African
trying
American
to say here is
voters,
that
white
right now,
voters,
it's very
and
similar
it's
to what we
so
saw in
it's
2020.
so
Trump's
actually
really hitting his
racist
marks
that
where he was in the
it's
rural
actually
counties,
so
in
racist that
those
it's like
African-American
funny
counties and around the
because
Atlanta
they're
region.
like,
Democrats are hitting
here are the
It's gonna
white
be very close.
suburban and here are the
When we click on
urban
Georgia right
blacks.
here,
I'm
he's
like, yo,
literally
what is
just
going
too
on
close to
for real?
call.
They literally talk like that. They're like the white suburban. Here's the white suburban moms, and oh, we want to do better with these urban blacks over here. You know what that means? The ghetto.
We will be right back.
DJT made a move. DJT made a move after hours, and Bitcoin is pumping. Tesla made a little bit of a move as well. Thank you for tuning in here out of all places. I guess you guys could be anywhere, but you chose to be here. DJT's up 10% after hours. Bitcoin's the main thing we want to watch. Let me go ahead and share this live stream. I should have made the thumbnail a little different, because it's a special live stream event. Anytime I do a special event, sharing the live stream. Hold on. We won't know who's gonna win until tomorrow. So right now, Trump's at 99, Harris is at
filling out a bit
27.
With some predictable wins and losses in this country. But let's go to the battlegrounds. Virginia is too early to call. Just 33% of the vote in. We'll continue to watch
too
it.
early to call, they're
Ohio,
saying.
the polls have closed there. It is too early to call, although that once battleground is now more a reliably red state. We'll see how that shakes
The
out.
DZ after hour
Pennsylvania,
special.
Stop me if you've heard
The late night
Pennsylvania
stream.
very much during this campaign season. It may all hinge.
Hopefully this doesn't take away from my
Commonwealth, too early to call
video.
there. And in Georgia, we have characterized this as
seems
too
like it
close
is.
to call. So we are about halfway through the vote counting there, 50% in. And though you see that margin, depending on where the votes are coming from, it is our expectation that
Seems like
right
it's taken
now,
away
this
from my
vote in Georgia,
video.
16 electoral votes.
Maybe I
just
shouldn't have went
too
live.
Close to call.
All right, let's go over to Hallie Jackson.
The
with some
video-
new
the video
exit
is
poll
ready.
Information on the gender gap.
So this has been
The
a
video is
storyline we're talking
popping.
about all night, right? we say it, Savannah, Lester, you both said it, the battle of the sexes, men versus women. It gets a little bit more complicated at that, but let's start with the gender gap nationally here.
Yo, these guys, everyone's making like a chain in the if you haven't seen my video, everyone's making like a chain in the comments. Participate. No way, Benjamin with the gifted? Unexpected gifted. For the late night. Okay.
More men are backing former President Trump. More women, 55% for Harris.
Unexpected gifted.
We'll go to men, and you'll see it flips, right? That red slice.
If you haven't seen this video, it's an absolute banger. I talk about the GME
nationally, and we'll
price targets for the movement. I talk about, I break it all down, what we're expecting to see tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. I'm going to post it in the comments right here. Thank you, Benjamin, for the gifted on the late night special. Unbelievable. Did not think I would get any type of donations. So that is always a lovely little thing there.
With non-college educated white women, and that is another piece of the gender gap dynamic that's at play here.
Well, actually, we have a historic gender gap potentially, and we have a historic education gap potentially. And I want to bring in our panel. We've got Sarah Fagan, who is here. She was a veteran
I'm
of
gonna
the
have
Bush
to
White
put that
House,
on
George W. Bush, the
Facebook
political
because
director there, and Senator
and you
Claire
guys are
McCaskill
actually
of the
talking
great
in the
state of
comment
Missouri that
section.
was
Hell
once a
yeah.
swing state. As well, you were a Democrat.
Yeah, we're active right now. We must have a decent amount of people because we must be growing because we can get online. We have to be growing because we can get online at any time.
You know, we have so many divides.
And we already got 50 people in the building. We just got online, and Benjamin, OG supporter, just dropped a gifted membership. We have to be growing. We just got a donation on the late night stream. What? Unbelievable, bro. Thank you, Benjamin. You're a legend for that one. 50 people here. Can't believe it. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a Trump bump, pulling back now. DJT is up 10%, ladies and gentlemen.
These are my peeps.
Make sure you guys check out my video. I just dropped that.
Educated older women. You know, I live in that place.
Is this the battle of the sexes, or is that being overplayed?
Well, I do think that college-educated women are a critical, if not the critical, voting bloc in this election. And you know, Hallie, you pointed out that
college-educated women.
It's 53% of the electorate. In 2020, it was 52. Now, 1 point doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, if Kamala Harris drives up her results among women in these close contests like Georgia and Pennsylvania, like that could be a deciding factor.
You know, I can't believe we haven't actually talked about it yet tonight. Reproductive rights. This is the first presidential election post-Dobbs, the decision that overturned Roe versus Wade. We've seen the potency of that issue. Abortion rights measures have passed every time they've been on the ballot since the Dobbs decision, but we haven't yet had a presidential election. Do you think that issue still has its potency and is a weak spot?
It has potency because people have been brainwashed.
I think it has its potency for sure. It definitely
because
both
Trump,
ways,
all
meaning,
Trump said was
you
he
see about
wants to
10%
leave
of the electorate on both sides of the issue. For whom
the
that
decisions
is the
up to the
most important
states.
issue. But there's no question
Kamala Harris is the one who said the federal government should be involved. I personally believe, this is just my opinion, the government shouldn't be involved in anything.
You know, really,
I want less government.
Or is that one of many?
I don't know. I think they call it a libertarian. I'm not 100% sure.
Look at this. If Kamala Harris
I guess if I had to, I wouldn't call myself a Republican for sure because I always think two sides of the same coin. I know that the government is corrupt no matter who's in charge. I know that even if Trump wins, you know, it's not, though it's all good, and if Kamala loses, the world ends. It's not that simple. It's not that cut and dry. Also, if you really know what's going on, you know that all of these people are puppets to the bigger elite, okay? So there's corporations, there's the donors, there's BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, and then there's the families that have passed down wealth. And this is stuff you could only get on this channel. The families that pass down wealth generation to generation to generation, like the Rothschilds.
This, by the way,
different people like that. Those are the people that are really in charge. George Soros. And you know, this is the kind of stuff you'll get on this channel. And this is the kind of stuff that I want to talk about on my second channel as well. And this would have been a perfect stream for my second channel. but I don't have enough people there yet. Probably wouldn't have got anybody. But soon. Once I get 500 subscribers, I'm going to really start posting and focusing on my second channel. Link down in the comment section and description on my second channel if you guys want to find that out.
Democrats who might have been motivated to go to the polls on the abortion issue feel like, oh, well, it's already taken care of. People are kind of in the middle think I can vote for Trump even because I think
VA
I've
just
already taken
flipped.
care of
Let's
this
see here.
abortion question with regard to the ballot measure.
See what we got going on. Okay, we're at 27 for Kamala. Yes, Kamala's coming up now. Kamala is coming up now. I repeat, Kamala coming up. And let's not forget, California is going to lock in for Kamala. We know that for a fact. So that's already 54 off the bat. So you can add 50, 60, 70 right now. We're almost at 80 because the 4. We're basically at the 80 right now for Kamala because you already know for sure California is going to be Kamala. So be careful. Pennsylvania, still a major battleground. Bitcoin probably pulling back on this. Okay, no. Bitcoin not pulling back yet. Still pricing in a Trump victory. This is Polymart's. Forecast for what is going to happen here. If you guys want to just take a look at this. This is Polymart's. PA is super tight right now. Unbelievable, Benjamin. You're a fucking legend, dude. Bro, you're a legend, bro. You're a legend, bro. Thank you, Benjamin, bro. That's you're a fucking legend, dude. Did not think we would get any type of donations, brother. And we got 60 people in the building. What is happening? Thank you guys for being here on the late night DZ stream. Just late night vibes. Just chilling, relaxing. Just watching the news, you know what I mean? We ain't doing too much. Just spitting the truth. Grab yourself a brew if you got one. Yeah, F the government, bro. Grab yourself a brew if you got one. I'm gonna grab me one. I might already had one already. Don't tell nobody. Cause they'll demonetize me. For real, don't tell anybody. Oh, we just got some more. Hold up, we just got some more for Trumpers. Trumpers just came in hot.
The vote is in, and I just want to highlight this. There's only about 2,800 votes remaining, so not a lot of votes going to come in. She's at 56%, 57%.
Virginia just flipped, but Trump has 105 now. I think he just won.
Fairfax County, she's doing fine.
I think he just won with West Virginia. I'm not too sure.
80% of the vote is in. Biden was at 62.
Oklahoma.
She's at 58. Again, these
okay,
are suburban women,
we're at 27 for Kamala, 105 at Trumpers. And again, we're not going to know till tomorrow. We might have a good idea, but we're not going to know till late tonight tomorrow.
It's still very early. We're still waiting for all the votes to be called in
Still very early.
Watch too is Chesterfield. This is just south
I'm not going to stay live all night, obviously, but we're going to be live for at least maybe 2-hour live stream here. A little 2-hour banger, maybe something a little more.
So we're keeping an eye on it. And you see, this is where Biden was in 2020. This is where Kamala Harris is tonight, 49.4. But there's only 35% of the vote in. So still a lot of vote to be counted there. So we're going to stay and watch that. As we move further west, we have some counties out here, rural
You guys
counties.
can vote above on who you
This
think's
is
going to
Trump
win.
Country. Near West Virginia, you can see 94% in. He was at 80.4 in 2020.
Yeah, crypto's getting a nice pump.
Again, how does he win states like Virginia? They're going to run up the votes in the suburban areas. The Democrats.
Crypto's getting a nice pump. Doge is up 12% for the day. Adam is up 9% for the day.
Virginia Beach. This is another area we're going to be watching. Again, an area that sometimes tends to swing. Trump with 48%.
Make sure you guys check out my recent video if you haven't checked that out. It's right here. I just dropped it.
But Trump is ahead there.
And if you guys want to help me out, what you can do is click this video and help it get more views. So right there's the video. Click it and help me get more views. I'd appreciate it.
All right, we shall wait. We do have a key projection right now. The state of Delaware, the home state of the
Key projection.
Joe Biden will go for Kamala Harris.
Okay, Delaware to Harris. Delaware is going to be going to Harris, projected winner.
With the margins as they are expected to be. So here's where we fill out our map at on the East Coast, Delaware being added to the tally for Kamala Harris. Donald Trump leading as some of these big states in the South, which are expected to go his way, are starting to report in. Speaking of the South, we've got NBC News correspondent Allison Barber. She's in the key county of Gwinnett County, Georgia. First vote starting to come in there. And what are you hearing? We've got both campaigns really laser focused on this area.
Yeah, they care a lot about this county, Savannah. Let me just show you, because we've just started to see precinct captains coming in with their memory cards, with the votes that happened in person on Election Day. You see this line that goes out the door around. What you're looking at are all of the precinct captains from Gwinnett County. Ultimately, what they're doing is they're coming in here. They have with them little bags that are secured with the official election seal on the top of the envelope and memory cards, and at least 2 from each.
Okay, so that's going to be Delaware
votes for today. So they come
projected
in here,
to go to Miss Harrison. I think they have that on here right now already. Delaware, yes. And that's going to be 3 electoral. Why do I keep saying electrical? That's like the 80th time. Slumber party in the building, baby. Let me Brewski.
In addition to all that's happening on here, back here, and come with me, we'll weave a little through everyone here. There's more counting going on in the back. You mentioned this county is really important to both political campaigns. I will tell you why. This is a rapidly growing county in the state of Georgia. It's also incredibly diverse.
Rockets. What up, Todd?
But back in 2020, Donald Trump carried about 40% of the vote in Gwinnett County. And enough where they run up the margins by a few percentage points and hold on to Republican strongholds in the state, and then are maybe well positioned to carry the state. Democrats, the Harris campaign, they were also hoping to up their turnout here so they could create.
So we now have Kamala's at 30.
And a lot of it has been happening in here.
Kamala at 30 and Trump at 105.
In here are the early votes, early in-person voting.
What's good, Cake Dad? Everyone grab yourself a brew if you haven't.
In Gwinnett County alone, voted
grab yourself a brewski.
Ballots or early in person. Back over here, you see all these things. I've been describing them today almost as like trash cans, but what's inside of them? All of the in-person early votes.
Unbelievable. We got 56 people in the building. Unreal. Thank you for watching. You could have watched anything else right now, but you're watching your DZ. Thank you so fucking much, bro. Blessed, baby. We're blessed. I love you guys.
The supervisor of Gwinnett County Elections has told us they've been on track to hit all of their markers that have results in on the.
This is Polymark's predictions. If you don't know what that is, this is basically a place where like people pay money and it's like where you can bet on the election. Basically, literally that's what it is. You can bet on the election.
All of that. The big question here.
Crypto definitely getting a pump here.
Did for the Republicans and Trump? Did they nudge up?
Definitely getting a pump here. You can see Ethereum is up. Bitcoin up almost 4%. Ethereum up 2%. Doge is up 11%.
People they described as likely Harris voters who were hard to reach, people who would probably vote Democrat but maybe hadn't voted in past elections. The local
so Bitcoin definitely getting a little bit of a Trumper pumper here.
Those voters canvassing directly, targeting ads to them, and sending a lot of mailers in more than a dozen languages.
Now I'm not a political analyst, but I think
and you can just see the scale of everything.
I gave you guys my predictions.
Supervisor for Gwinnett County Elections, he told us that they are on target right now to surpass voter turnout compared to 2020. By 6:30 today, they had 70% voter turnout roughly in this county. That's exactly what they had back in 2020. So they think they are going to have more turnout in this county, and for both Republicans and Democrats, that's exactly what they were hoping to see. But the big question is, how do those votes fall? And
just poured myself one. Cheers, brother. Cheers. Never thought we would see super chats on the late night live stream. Okay, now I know. Spark up if you're a Herb guy, man. You already know what it is.
Voting for the Democratic Senator Raphael
it's all legal in Florida, baby.
Is could that happen again? And the numbers
bro, we definitely are official YouTubers now. We're getting supers on the late night
Allison, thank you.
live stream. Thank you guys so much. You guys are insane for that, for real. Absolutely insane for that. And this ain't even like, this is like different. This is like political / stock. Definitely different than my normal content. Yo, this guy needs to just shave his hair, bro. This guy's hairline is crazy.
Look at Georgia. That is the home, of course,
Whoa.
who were 2 elections workers.
Bro, just cut it off, my dude.
Faced severe hardship in their lives.
That's what I do, bro, because I just cut that shit off, bro. I pull like, you know what I mean? I can't walk around with the natural fade, bro. That shit, whoa. His shit start like 3/4 of the way back.
Tomorrow morning, because
he got to line up across the top, bro. That's crazy. Bro goes to the barber and tells it to line it up, and he got to line that shit up across the top, my dude. This is a crazy world. Bro got a bald mullet. He got a mullet, bald in the front, mullet in the back. What is really happening, bro?
I mentioned there were Trump rallies.
Looks like
One of them was the one where Tucker
Kamala's doing numbers in Georgia.
Talked about, daddy's coming home and gonna give a little girl a spanking, like, the sheriff.
Bro, what is the bro doing?
If you're trying to reach female voters, I don't know how the females on this panel feel about that, but that's where that happened.
Not good. Don't feel good about that.
Yeah.
I think most women don't feel good about that. But, I come from a state that is very Trump heavy. So I certainly know that there are women out there that have bought what he's selling. I like to say I think there's
Look, he looks disturbed. Bought what he's selling. Oh my God. He's like, oh my God. Women voting for Trump. I can't believe it. This is unfathomable. Bro, I'm not going to be able to get over this. Well, how do you look in the mirror and just be like, yeah, this is okay to go out in public? I'm going to go on national television like that.
How do you think that is playing out tonight?
Well, if you look at
I don't understand.
Certainly
you have all this money, dude. You can get a toupee.
Looks to me like a lot of those were election.
You can get one of those nice ones they glue right on the top.
Okay, great for the Trump campaign.
You already have the half, so you can just, use that on the front.
So to me, what I'm going to be looking for is
I don't even understand, bro. What is that supposed to be? Bro looks like a mad scientist.
It was in 2020. Democrats dominated the early vote
Oh, wait.
in 2020.
How comes you guys
And,
can't see? What the
Donald
freak?
Trump, most of these states was doing 35, not even higher than 40%
Nuh-uh.
in any of those states, these target states we've been talking about all night. So does he do 42, 43, 44%?
Why is it doing that? Let me see here.
Donald Trump was actively telling people not to vote early or not vote by mail, saying he was suspicious of it. To Lester's point, he changed that too. Now they're actively encouraging Republicans
Hold on.
to win an early vote, and Republican voters seem to have answered that call.
That's right. It was a huge
Hold on.
strategic blunder in 2020 to have done that, particularly in a close race. Had he not done that, perhaps he would have won. So I think he learned that lesson. And also, if you just look at the trends in early voting and the trends in absentee by states, it's a prudent thing to do.
To be clear, the Republican
I'm gonna try to figure it out. Hold on.
absolutely made a big push this cycle to get voters out to vote early. Donald Trump himself was all over the map on that. You see it at his rallies. He talks about at one rally he would say go out and do it. At another rally he would cast doubt on the validity of ballots that were put in through the mail, etc. Some of that likely seeped down to some of his voters in some of these key battleground states, as we heard from talking to voters in some of these battlegrounds. Remember that this is a former president who, over the summer, you look at, let's say, 20 rallies. At 5 of them, he cast doubt on the results of the election even before votes were counted. That ramped up in just the last month. At 14 of 20 rallies, he did the same thing. So he has not been super consistent on this.
Let's go to Tom Yamas right now. Tom, as we speak, North Carolina, Georgia, and
I'm gonna try to figure it out. Hold on.
Pennsylvania are counting votes right now.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for
I should be able to
poll closings
just
in places
do,
like Nebraska, and Nebraska could be the key to it all. And I know what you're saying, Nebraska, yes. So when you look at our beautiful map here, you see the maps, the states that are red, the states that are blue, and our battlegrounds here that aren't.
Every time I go live, it blocks it out. It's so weird. I should be able to just do a display capture, though.
Nebraska and Maine, they both give out their electors a little differently. They're like electoral votes. If you win the popular vote, you get 2 in Nebraska, and then they give them by congressional district as well. Trump is going to win 2 of the congressional districts most likely in the popular vote, but congressional district 2, CD2 in Nebraska, is a battleground district, and the entire election, I say, could come down to this. Let me explain why. So let's take you to Nebraska.
It won't let me do it.
CD2 is. It's essentially the city of
You can only see it on the small screen up here.
It's the city of Omaha, a little bit of
it won't let me do it. Oh, and the small screen won't even let you see it. It's blacked out. I see that. That's crazy.
Map so we can cut it out a little more. So this right here, that's congressional.
It's this guy, man. What's his name?
As I said, 2016 Trump wins by 6,000 votes. In 2020 Biden wins by 20,000 votes. So why is it important? Because we come down to that scenario where it's 269. Savannah, I gamed that out. It's going to come down to Nebraska too. So every vote does matter. It matters so much that we spoke to people in Omaha asking them about what this campaign was like. They say they've never seen anything like it. They've been inundated with ads saying on the television, on the radio, people calling them, unlike anything they've ever seen before. Again, it likely won't come down to Nebraska too, but it might, and that's why
this is NBC.
Again, Omaha, the biggest area of Nebraska, fastest growing area.
MSNBC.
Tom, you promised me you would not raise the
I need NBC.
I
need NBC.
We're ready for it.
It could happen. The Constitution has
NBC.
provisions for it, but can we just all agree? Let's hope we don't get there.
Is that Chuck Todd's music?
No, that's it. Is that Chuck Todd's head exploding? Yes, perhaps it is. But it's interesting to see.
Man, you guys would have bugged if you seen him.
And it's actually nice to see. I think we've divided our country so much into red and blue. It's nice.
You guys would have
to see
bugged.
that once you get kind of county,
You guys would have laughed your asses off.
All of these states they're not monolithic. There's more to it, and we still do live right next to each other. And Nebraska too is a very good example of that.
Yeah, but I would say you're right. We live right next to each other, but the folks that live in Omaha, I guarantee you, some of the folks that live out in a very sparsely populated rural county.
It's this guy right here.
To some of the same issues that the people in
That
Omaha
guy.
think are important. It's much more of an urban area.
It's this guy.
Senate race there right now, where the Republican was expected. You would think
His shit starts like right here in the center.
Candidate Dan Osborne.
This shit start like halfway in the back.
Her money for Deb Fisher.
Like 3/4 of the way back, bro.
I will say that one of the things about the urban-rural issue is when you think about the ground game, I don't think
I can't believe you guys can't see this. That's so freaking weird, bro. It's blacked out. I can see it on OBS now. I thought that was up there the whole time. It's this little screen. That's the one that's talking.
It's not as efficient. It's more difficult. Frankly, a lot of folks out in the rural area don't want strangers knocking on their door. They're not used to having people they don't recognize coming up
right there. Look.
Down from their nearest neighbor. So it is harder for the Republican
How
Party
the
to
you
do
line that shit up?
GOTV, as you talked about earlier, than it is for the
What you gonna tell the barber?
It'll be interesting to see
how the you gonna line this up, my dude? This is some shit I never seen. This is a bald. That's why I said it's a bald mullet, because you got bald in the front, but you got hair in the back, bro. I don't know if he's like trying to do like a Beethoven where you slick it back, but my dude, you're starting 3/4 in the way back, bro. You just gotta you need to shave the rest of this off, and you'll have a nice clean head because all of this ain't even growing, so you'll be smooth. You won't even have the problems of shaving every day because this shit's already gone. So just get rid of that. I don't get it. I mean, oh no. So yeah, I just didn't understand it. I was highly confused. You know what I mean? When do we find out who won? Not for a while, bro. Not till probably late tonight, tomorrow. Yeah, we're not gonna find out till late tonight or tomorrow, bro. Dude, you guys really did super chats. I can't believe you. Shout out management. Shout out Benjamin. And we got one gifted, bro. You guys are freaking insane. Who got the gifted? Can we look back? Make sure you guys vote who win. We got 100 votes. Dude, we're definitely growing as a channel. We're definitely growing as a channel. I'm covering election. This shit ain't even I cover. You guys can't see this little screen in the corner. That's annoying to me though. So let me try to find something else I can show you guys. Okay, well, I'll wait to see. Okay, this is Trump campaign rally, Harris campaign rally, New York. This is actually nice little setup they got with the split screen. And then it shows the votes. This shows Trump at 101 and Kamala at 71. Did we get an update? Because I need to know that. How's Kamala got 71? It said this is a close race now. And California is definitely gonna be Kamala, so that means Kamala's winning, basically. If this is right, Kamala's winning. How many electoral votes is California? 54. And this one's gonna be blue for sure. That's 8. And this is probably gonna be blue. That's 12. And then we add that to the 71 they got there. That's 145. And they're already counting the main things. Bro, he gotta win PA. If Trump don't win PA, it's over, bruh. How many electoral votes is PA? PA is the biggest thing. Bitcoin is still forming a little bit of a bull flag. Possibly getting ready to make a new move up. If Trump wins, Bitcoin will pump and DJT stock will pump as well. DJT stock up 10% in after hours. Tesla might pump a little bit as well. And the opposite might happen if he loses. Detroit turning red. Is Detroit normally blue? This is Polymart's. This is what Polymart is saying. Polymart has Trump winning PA somehow. I don't know though. I don't know, bruh. I got 145 at least for Kamala. At minimum. How much does Detroit got? Why can't I find Detroit? Why am I so stupid? I know it's Midwest. Detroit's a city, that's why. You mean what city's Detroit in? It's Midwest. Why can't I think of what city Detroit's in off the top of my head? Someone let me know in the comments, please. Michigan. Yes, Michigan. Michigan. That's right, baby. That's right, Michigan. Right next to the Great Lakes. That's right. That's 15 electoral votes. That's 15 electoral votes. You guys think Trump's gonna win Michigan? Is Michigan normally blue?
Move down the block here. This is the city elections office, and what we've got going on here is people who have been in line well past when the polls officially closed to continue registering to vote. And inside, it appears we do still have some people in that line. We had people telling us they'd waited in line for around 4 hours. One young woman told us that she almost got out of
right
line
now. This is what they got: 30 to 105.
As well as just waiting to be able to register to vote, but was ultimately able to do so. Someone else told us that they got out of line because of the wait. If people,
I think Trump has to win PA, or he loses. But I don't know, man. I'm not a political analyst. I think he's gonna win based off of what I've seen, but anything can happen, man. I don't freaking know. I think politics might be rigged, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
President Harris's base as, quote, crumbling because of various headwinds. However, there are other potential headwinds that could send traditionally Republican voters toward the vice president. We will have a clearer answer as those results start coming in at 9 p.m. Eastern. Savannah, back to you.
And we'll get a better idea about turnout, too, which is all important for the Harris campaign in Detroit. And also,
Trump wins, crypto blows, Kamala wins, market crash. I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't see why the market would just crash because Kamala wins. Maybe because she wants to tax the realized capital gains. Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah. You're right. The market could crash because of that. Because all the whales would want to sell because they're going to get taxed. Not only they're going to get taxed more, because she said she supported all taxes for the rich. So they're going to annihilate the rich full of taxes. They would probably sell. Maybe you're right. I don't know for sure. You know, I can't just be like, oh yeah, market crash because Kamala. We don't know that 100%. But there is a scenario that could lead, a logical scenario that could lead into a crash because Kamala wins. Yes. Necessarily, is that going to happen? Not too sure. You know what I mean? Amy and Jimmy should be fine. Rate cuts are more important for Amy and Jimmy. Rate cuts are definitely way more important than who's going to be the president.
Immigration is also important, but I gotta say, just eavesdropping.
I think the economy is going to be #1 issue.
It's been surprising how often the topic of the Joe Rogan podcast keeps coming up. We've talked to several students now who say that they listened to that Joe Rogan podcast.
Kamala should won it.
President, and that was the deciding factor for them. And they've also said that if the Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, would have appeared on that podcast, they may have had their votes skewed. It's really interesting.
She should have went on Joe Rogan.
People are talking about policy.
But Kamala couldn't go on Joe Rogan because she can't speak. And I'm not trying to dunk on one candidate or the other, but Kamala can't go into a podcast and speak and without, she needs a teleprompter, she needs people giving her points. She literally can't talk. Joe Biden could probably, I don't even know. Joe Biden can't even. So they both couldn't. They both couldn't do an hour. How long was the Joe Rogan podcast? They both couldn't pull that off.
Thank you so much.
But that's crazy. He said Joe Rogan podcast was a huge deciding factor
here in the state of Florida that abortion that would restore the
for the younger people.
There, but had a 60% threshold. It will not clear it. So amendment for right to abortion will go down in defeat.
I'm hoping people vote to legalize Mary J. in Florida and everywhere else.
Yes, to protect in Florida, but you are seeing it needed a 60% threshold, as you said, Lester. This would be the first ballot initiative that we've seen anywhere in the country since the overturning of Roe versus
So this is the Joe Rogan podcast. I was actually watching some of it with Trump, but he did 2 or 3 hour. Yeah, I couldn't see. I couldn't see Kamala or.
I think we know what the number is.
Joe Biden sitting 3 hours and being able to have a rational conversation, and that's just straight up.
Florida elected officials in 2026.
She's been tanking every single interview that she's done.
And then suddenly that will sort of,
and it's unfortunate, you know. I wish her the best, but it's unfortunate. She's just not able to pull off those interviews
government power. It's going to create an interesting,
the same way.
It's going to be a fascinating, if the Democratic Party ever wants to have a chance in Florida.
Think about how complicated this was for former President Trump. I asked him about this. He said it went too far. And then he was
Kamala can't hold a conversation for
the course of this campaign. Well,
Amendment 3 passed. Amendment 3 passed.
In the weeks leading up to
Listen.
this very vote. So it sort of underscores the point that Chuck's making. This is a very complicated
This issue has Republicans in knots and Donald Trump in knots, and now it lives to see another day in Florida.
And this is why the vice president and her team have been pushing on this issue. It is on the ballot as well in Arizona and Nevada. Trump orbit folks that I'm talking to think that there is a likelihood of perhaps
Amendment 3 passed.
People who will back these abortion ballot initiatives, but who will also back President Trump.
They're
but
gonna
you have seen the vice president hammer this in the state of Georgia. She went to the state of Texas, which nobody really thinks is going to flip blue on the presidential race, but she wanted to use it as a stage to highlight that state's controversial restrictive abortion law. She did it in Georgia with Amber Thurman, and in Florida, she talks about it as a place that she is concerned about.
We don't have a ton of time because we're coming up on a poll closing, but in Iowa, whose polls are going to close, there was a late election poll. Iowa just had a very restrictive abortion ban passed, and this shock poll on the eve of the election had Kamala Harris carrying a red state. So it's just a very potent issue.
Not to overread into it, but it is an indicator perhaps, and the pollster there, Gold Standard pollster, thought perhaps the abortion issue was motivating these older white women, right? A demographic we've been watching tonight.
And Chuck, well, let's go to the election. We'll move right here.
Older white women. These older white women.
Closings here. We can give a few more.
These older white women.
In just 3 seconds, all of these states.
Amendment 3 passed.
Their polls closed.
No, you got what? You gotta stop lying.
Here is,
I'm gonna look it up.
State of Texas. We were just talking about Donald Trump will win in the state of Texas when all the votes are counted. NBC News.
Let me make sure because I don't want nothing crazy to come up.
In North Dakota tonight. South Dakota, same story. That will also go into the Donald Trump column this evening. We move to the state of Wyoming. In 3 electoral votes at stake, Donald Trump, the projected winner in Wyoming. Here's the map. The road to 270 now getting interesting. 154 for Donald Trump, 30 for Kamala Harris.
All right, let's go to the uncalled races just from those 9 o'clock poll closings, including
The proposed
New York,
amendment
Colorado,
will
Minnesota. So we
legalize
still await
recreational
results
use of
there, but let's go to Michigan. That's the biggie.
reporting
At this
91%.
hour, polls closing in Michigan, and it is, wait for it, too
Voted
early
yes.
to call. We will be waiting for it perhaps into the wee hours tonight.
55%
Arizona
voted
also
yes.
too early to call. 7 o'clock in the Mountain West, 9 o'clock on
For
the East
21
Coast.
and
Polls
older,
just
reporting
closed there. Let's go to
91%.
Wisconsin, the other of the blue wall states. Along
It's
with
gonna
Michigan,
pass.
Pennsylvania, too early to call. And speaking of Pennsylvania, too early to call. Starting to see more vote come in, but we could be waiting a bit for that. And same with North Carolina. They're counting more quickly, but it's still too early for us to make a projection. And in Georgia, it's not too early. It's just too close. We are starting to see the vote come in. We've got 66% counted right now. And yet, despite the margin that you see there, we project not only what the margin is right now, but where we expect the vote to come in, whether it's coming from a Republican stronghold or a Democratic stronghold. So when you see that disparity and then you see us say it's too close to call, there's a method to that madness, Tom, and you've got Georgia up there.
And I'm going to explain the method to the madness, right? The difference right now, 220,000 votes. Trump on top with 66% of the vote in. But Republicans, it can't even get close to celebrating just yet. These sort of UFO objects we have circling Georgia right now.
All right, guys, we got some more coming in for Trumpers. We got some more coming in for Trumpers. Trump just took Texas. Trump just took Texas, Wyoming,
election is essentially won or lost in the Atlanta
South Dakota, North Dakota. Yo, he's washing right now. He's wiping right now. Trump is wiping right now. Bitcoin might get a pump off of this. BTC might get a pump off of this.
How Atlanta and the surrounding counties are looking.
This one is a little bit skewed. They got it a lot closer.
77% of the vote is in.
They got it a lot closer here.
Where Biden was in 2020. Let's go over.
They got 99 for Kamala, 120 for Trump, but this one.
Democrats here. She's about where Biden was, 72% of the vote in, she can catch up and bring that up. Gwinnett County, again, these are the counties.
And it looks like crypto's making a little bit of a bull flag.
Got bluer and bluer, and you can see what's happening here.
DJT's up 10% after hours. Trading is closed now.
Let's keep going around here. Douglas County, 84% in. Here we go. Harris overperforming in that county. We'll come a little further out. Rockdale County would kind of move a little out the suburbs, the exurbs, if you will. 69%. Look at where Harris is tonight. 74%. She's running up that vote in the Atlanta metro region. If she can keep that momentum going, she could possibly take
Amendment 3, baby.
We gotta wait and see. I want to see how Trump
so here's the stocks that could pump if Trump wins. DJT stock, Bitcoin and crypto, and Tesla.
Towns County right here,
Also,
and then in Union, 8180.
Cryptocurrency could pump with the rate cuts which are coming. Crypto's about to go stupid. Crypto's about to go stupid.
Obama had it in 2012. Tonight, Trump is up. He's building on his margins from 2020. That's a good sign for him. Let me see if Peach County is in. Peach County is another one that no vote is in. This is one of those swing counties, not a whole lot of voters, but it usually sort of picks the winner. We like to watch it as we go around.
Thanks for doing this. You're welcome, bro.
This is one of the ones we're watching too.
I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it.
With black voters here, Harris seems to be comfortable. She seems to be at the same watermark where Biden.
I'm enjoying it. We've been live for.
So guys, still very close in Georgia, as we said. Too close to call. It was about 12,000.
We've been live for an hour already, and I haven't even noticed.
Trump won this state by about 5%.
Definitely going for another hour at least. Definitely going for another hour at least. Do I have to play a commercial though? I am sorry. 71 in the building? No way.
Again, we're gonna look at all the state.
71, dude. We're definitely growing. We got super chats tonight on the late night live stream. We're covering political stuff, plus crypto and everything, because we want to see who's gonna win. This is obviously very influential in the market as well, so I can understand. But we have 75 people in the building. We are definitely coming up. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'm sure all of you are subscribed, but hit that like button. I appreciate you. We are in the building covering it all.
Triangle. You have medical research jobs, high-tech research jobs, affluent suburbs, highly educated Democratic voters. 86% of the vote is in. Let's see how she compares to Biden. Slightly overperforming Biden, not by much, but look.
Did you guys see my Amendment 3 outfit?
Makes a difference when you're talking
Amendment 3. Amendment 3. Amendment 3. It's about to go down, baby. Amendment 3.
Trump is on top right now. He's going to run up the rural vote. We can check out some of his counties over here in Western.
Amendment 3. This is fun, bro. This is mad fun, bro. Yo, I can't wait for Amendment 3, bro. Everyone grab your brewskis, grab your J-skis, light up right now. I want to see everybody turning up, having fun right now.
Voting here, and one of the great researchers, Dr. Chris Cooper of North Carolina, political scientist, pointed out to us. He said, listen, this is Trump's area that was affected by those floods. You can have 9 MAGA hats in your house, but if you no longer have a house, trying to get your vote, trying to get your voting location is going to be difficult. They were so concerned about this area that election officials actually changed the rules so you could actually vote in other counties if you couldn't vote in your own county. It looks like turnout's okay. We heard that from Sam Brock. Asheville is that blue dot in the sea of red in North Carolina. Again, affected by Hurricane Helene. 55% of the vote there in Buncombe County. Biden was at 59. Harris is overperforming. Again, any advantage she has in the counties where Biden was doing well.
Why would anyone vote for her from there when they didn't even give her no money?
The vote is out. 76% in Wake, like we said. Let me see where else in the state that we're still waiting on vote, because there are a lot of rural counties. Listen, if right now, let me go to the entire state. So 41% of the vote is in. Look at this giant circle around Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte, a lot of that vote, Mecklenburg County, it's a county that is majority minority, right? Mostly black and Hispanic. And they're still waiting a lot of the vote there. That could be a very good sign for Democrats tonight. But some of the vote is out, like in these rural counties right here.
If Amendment 3 passes,
just outside of
does
Raleigh,
that mean I get to do
on
YouTube legally? Because it's legal where I'm at. I should be able to do whatever on YouTube. Maybe I'll have the camera on 24/7, y'all.
We're going to keep a close eye on North Carolina as more of this map gets filled out.
All right, so here's where we are, 7 minutes after 9 o'clock in the East Coast. The polls have closed now of 6 of 7 battleground states, still waiting, obviously, for the 7th. Allie, you heard the numbers. Break it down how we're viewing it through the lens of
through the exit polls, which are coming in. And I got to give the grain of salt caveat, which is
I need everybody to grab a brewski right now
read into them, but they are an indication.
I need
of where
everybody
things
to grab
stand.
a
What I'm looking
brewski
at,
right
the
now.
polls have just closed now in the rest of the blue wall states, Michigan and Wisconsin.
Did I play a
Here's
commercial?
Look at the youth vote here. This is
Did I play a
little tricky to look at,
commercial?
but I'm going to walk you through it. Look at Vice
Sorry,
President Kamala
I had to
Harris.
play
She is
one, man. I
winning
got
younger
to.
Voters under the age of 30 in Wisconsin.
Nah, I
but Donald
mean,
Trump
it is what
right
it
on her
is,
heels there with
but I appreciate
47%.
everybody for watching.
He is actually winning younger
You guys could have
voters
been anywhere
in
else.
Michigan, 51%
You guys could have
to
been anywhere else, man.
46%.
You guys
And
could have
if
been
you
anywhere else,
look
but you're
even
here, and I
further into this,
appreciate that.
You can see that he is overperforming where he was among young voters in the state of Wisconsin, 47% now. That's a double-digit increase from where he was 4 years ago. It's a similar story in Michigan, and I will also tell you it is a similar story in Pennsylvania as well. You see the Michigan numbers here. Similar story in Pennsylvania as well when it comes to young voters. Now, we've been doing a lot of point-counterpoint tonight, so let me fill you in as I walk back to the desk. One of the counterpoints here is in Michigan and Wisconsin, Vice President Harris is doing better with older voters than she was relative to 2020. So there's some interesting dynamics at play here.
Well, it's interesting because we saw Gotti Schwartz in Arizona on the campus of Arizona State University, which gives me personal pain as a graduate of the University of Arizona. But I mean, he may be in ground zero of this very thing that exit poll is showing, which is young voters, young male voters, which the Trump campaign worked very hard to turn out, are responding
Courtney
accordingly.
with
Some of them talk about the
5.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Gifted.
Can't say I'm a regular listener to it, but he endorsed on the eve of the election. And that
No,
was
bro,
extremely
I'm looking it up. It's passing, bro. I looked it up. How you gonna tell me?
The most advantage of it, younger voters. That's right. You know, it was interesting. A lot of Democrats were very
67%, yes.
some of their chances in some of the in the big
Stop lying.
for House
Amendment 3's passing.
because,
And even if it
unlike
don't, I
2020,
still got my card.
the Ann Arbor
Courtney,
kids are
thank
gonna
you
vote
so
in
much.
Michigan
You're a
this time. In
legend.
2020, they voted in
Courtney,
their
you're
home state.
freaking legend.
The Iowa citizens in
Anthony,
Iowa, the Madison
Dean,
citizens,
Anna,
and that
you
this
were all just
time,
gifted.
they were all
I want to
gonna
see
actually
everyone
be in
turn
the
up.
battleground.
Cheers right now.
The
BZ
pandemic
late
drove
night
home, and
stream.
we're
This is
just-
the vibes,
obviously,
baby.
A big chunk
Light
of
up.
Michigan voters are from Michigan.
You
University
can
of
take a
Michigan folks from
sip,
Michigan,
you know what I
but there's quite
mean?
a few
But I
that
can't
aren't.
promote that
And
stuff, you know what I mean? Take a sip
Democrats
of your
thought
favorite
that could be
tea.
a secret weapon for
Have
them.
your favorite
If the young
prescription
men are
snack.
pulling for
Make
Trump,
sure it's
then
prescribed.
it's not as much of an impact. Still, there's a massive gender gap among young folks. Let's not. In fact, it may be bigger among young voters
Young
than
men v.
any
young
other
women.
age group.
And then we've seen as Laura Jarrett joins the table here, and I know you're looking into some of the legal issues, but also following this ballot referenda, including the abortion measure that needed a 60% approval, didn't quite get there, 57%, so it went down to defeat in Florida. But to carry on this conversation,
Yo,
young
Courtney,
women
you're a
have been
legend
highly
for that one,
motivated
Courtney.
by this
Absolute
issue of
legend.
reproductive rights.
Women of all ages.
5
motivated,
gifted.
young and old.
This is
And
how we
obviously,
know we're real.
it didn't work
We're
in
officially
Florida, but the
we're officially
threshold
real
was higher there,
YouTubers.
and we are still looking at a number
5
of states,
gifted
including
on
places
the
like
late night stream.
Arizona,
Thank you so much,
Missouri,
Courtney. You're a
Nebraska,
legend.
South Dakota,
Absolute
all
legend.
of which would change the right to an
Unbelievable
abortion
generosity.
to be
Thank you so much,
enshrined in the
Courtney.
Constitution, not something that you could take away easily. Once it's there,
Much appreciated.
it can't
Thank
just
you
be
so
wiped
much.
away when the change of
I just got a
legislature,
huge spike. We just got a
happens.
huge spike
And
of
in
people.
those cases, it's a much different situation.
We must have
where you
just
to
caught the
get
algorithm
over
or
a
something. I don't
50%
know.
threshold. And so it'll be interesting to see whether they can carry
We just got a
the
huge
ballot
spike of people.
initiatives in those
Bitcoin got a
states,
nice
even
little
if
Trumper
the former
pumper.
president is going to win in some of
We've
those
seen
states.
these ballot measures, pro-abortion ballot measures, even in
Bitcoin
very
got a
red
nice little
states
Trumper
pass, and
pumper.
sometimes pass with 56, 57% of the vote, which, by the way, is what they got in Florida.
There has been a significant shift in the electorate if these exit polls.
Right
are
now,
out.
they have
See
Trump
right now
at
into how
30,
people
or at
feel
Kamala
about
at
abortion
30
rights
and
abortion
Trump at
access since
160.
4 years ago. I would suspect it is largely.
This was really fun,
entirely
y'all.
Probably because of the overturning of Roe
I'm
versus
glad I
Wade.
did this.
In 2020, 51%
This was really
of people
fun.
felt that abortion should be legal in all or most cases. You know what it is now? 66%. That is a significant jump.
Let me just quickly interrupt and go back to this second, but I believe we have another call to make, and this is in the state of Mississippi. NBC News now projects that Donald Trump will take all
coming in.
6
Mississippi's
electoral
coming
votes
in.
and will win in Mississippi. There is the breakdown right now, 21,000 vote difference, 10% in, but again, Donald Trump, the projected winner in Mississippi. Here's the map. Here's where it leaves us, the road to 270. Donald Trump well out in front with 160. Kamala Harris now with 30.
To expand the conversation, Simone Sanders Townsend, former spokesperson to Kamala Harris. I wonder what you're seeing in these numbers. I assume you have good sources inside the campaign. What are you hearing?
Greetings, everyone. It's good to see you. So what I am hearing is that Democrats writ large in all of the battleground states, and I've been talking to party chairs, folks within the campaigns, but also the organizers on the ground, they're feeling encouraged by what they're seeing from college campuses specifically. In Wisconsin, for example, in the 3rd Congressional District, there are 2 large college campuses in that state, and as one individual in Wisconsin told me, that they could flip a House district seat. In Philadelphia, the turnout in Philly specifically has surprised some Democrats. From in Baltimore, D.C., New York, there were buses that left early this morning of strategists, organizers, even some donors, and they all went down and knocked doors in Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area and Philadelphia suburbs. Well, the numbers coming out of places like Temple University, where the lines were so long, people were standing in lines for 3 hours, college campus, they had to add more voting machines. They were not expecting that, Democrats, particularly in Pennsylvania, so they're encouraged, what I'm told, by the raw data. Emphasis on the raw data.
It's not legal yet in Florida.
Speak out of turn, but
it's not legal yet in Florida, but I don't know. It's still, I think there's still reporting coming in, so there's a chance.
The lines are very long, and they want people to stay in line, Lester. I'm told that
she's not answering because Mississippi lost.
Celebrities are FaceTiming in to the people who are in line, encouraging them to stay in line.
Celebrities? Come on, dude.
Saying, hey, so-and-so's
who cares what a celebrity says? This celebrity
happening.
worship has to stop.
They are looking at Pennsylvania very closely, and as the time that the vice president spent in the state, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
I'm hoping you're having a blast. Thank you. I'm glad I'm providing some fun, bro.
County, in Georgia, the lines, the polling locations were staying open longer because
it's a vibe, bro.
It's
a vibe.
Happening there, and the
every time.
Had to happen, encouraging people to know that it is safe to vote.
I think it did. I think it did miss.
I think they want to ensure. They feel like they can make it out if people turn
Amendment
out
3.
to vote and stay in line.
I'll be so sad.
Simone,
but still, I have my card. It means I just have to renew it because I let it run out because I thought Amendment 3 might go through. So I figured, why wait, spend the money if I don't have to.
Campaign about what they're seeing in these battleground states in the early going.
And I need to figure out if Amendment 3 is real or not.
The Trump campaign is very buoyed by what they
did Amendment 3 pass? Vote yes for Amendment 3. Bro, that'd be so sick if it was legal, bro. Oh my god, that'd be sick. I mean, it's basically legal for me, the way I have it, but it would be better because it would be sold everywhere. Like, it would be like Colorado. Maybe next year if it doesn't. When does it get to come up next? I think it fell short, bro, because other people are saying it did. Other Floridians. I'm getting reports from other Floridians.
On African-American media, trying to find celebrity validators for Donald Trump, and particularly to reach out to young men. If Trump pulls this off tonight or in the days to come, those small changes at the margins among African-American men, I think, will be a huge part of this story.
All right, Garrett, thank you. I want to go over to Peter Alexander at Harris headquarters, Washington, D.C. And how's the feeling there? What's the vibe?
Well, there's still a celebratory feel here right now. They're waiting for any particular data points that they can know if it's a good indication or not. The Harris campaign individuals still watching behind closed doors. The vice president watching alongside family and friends tonight. A lot of the donors and other big supporters of the vice president's at a hotel here in Washington, D.C. watching as well before they arrive here a little bit later this evening. I'll tell you some of the data points that they are pointing to right now as potentially some good indicators. One comes out of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, specifically as it relates to those 3 wards with the largest densities of Puerto Rican voters right now, that they say in those particular wards that they saw as of 5 o'clock, 3 hours before.
Florida Amendment 3 legalizes recreational.
In terms of turnout as they had 4 years ago, which is to say that they
it's live.
Exceeding the numbers in the past. They think that's a good
92% reporting. It's at 55%. Why are people voting no? Why? Bitcoin getting a nice Trumper pumper. Bull flag breakout. Bull flag breakout, BTC. I told you guys we're getting a bull flag here. And that Bitcoin could be setting up for another move for a Trumper pumper. And we're getting that move. Technicals rule all. A little more Trumper pumper for the BTC.
Jennifer Garner to be more among others to keep those folks in line.
All right, Peter.
Simone was making this.
So Amendment 3 legalizes Mary J. in my state, baby. 79 people in the building. How are 79 people here? Thank you. You guys could have been anywhere else election night. What the?
Louisiana there, just 22% of the vote counted, but again,
Is this, bro?
expected to be
What is
around
this?
large. So here's the map for those.
What
watching
is
at
this?
home. The South, of course,
Brother,
mostly red for Donald Trump.
you have lost your mind. God bless you, bro. God bless you. God bless you, bro.
We got exit poll data out of Ohio as well.
50 bomb on the late night streamers. And Anubis Gaming right after with a gifted.
1,000 votes. I want you to remember that number. Write it down if you can. I know it's kind of a big number.
My
66,000. The reason why I want to highlight
God.
is because when we punch up Ohio here,
Bro, thank you for that unwavering generosity. Can we get some hype in the chat for my man 84, bro?
Again, here's the issue.
Can we get some hype in the chat for my man 84
Cleveland. Look at the numbers
and Anubis Gaming with a gifted, unbelievable 83 people in the building? Yes, we're official. We are now officially YouTubers, bro. We pulled an 80 and a 50 slabbers. With whoa, hold on, and check this out. 7 new members on this live stream. This is sick. This is sick. Bitcoin getting a little Trumper pumper. Bitcoin about to hit 72,000. BTC about to BTC about to hit 72,000 with the Trumper pumper. DJT stock ended up 7 or 10% up in after hours. Tesla ended up 2.89% in after hours. Tesla could get a small pump if Trump wins. DJT stock could get a small Trump if Trump wins. And then
Senate race. Yeah. Bernie Moreno, the car dealer, versus Sherrod Brown, the incumbent.
Bitcoin will get a pump if Trumper wins.
Here, only 74,000. So what does
if the
that mean?
Trumpster wins. This is Polymart's projections right now. Here's the Polymart forecast. Here is another forecast. 177 for Trump, 99 for Kamala. And here is another forecast. Just freshly updated.
In Cleveland, in Columbus,
168 Trumpers, and we won't know until probably tomorrow or later tonight at the earliest. And 34 for Kamala Harris's. Kamala Harrisers. Obviously, I'm saying their names funny on purpose.
We got a projection in the state of Rhode Island. NBC News projects that Kamala Harris will win in Rhode Island when all the votes are
Bitcoin just hit a new high of $72,100. Bull flag breakout, testing support and resistance right now. Interesting development for BTC as BTC gets a little bit of a Trumper pumper right now. We're coming up to support and resistance for Bitcoin. Crypto is absolutely making moves right now. Dogecoin is up as well. Atom is up. Here's some winners right now for the day. Looks like Dogecoin, Atom are pretty much the biggest winners. Goat is up a huge amount. Jasmine, AVAX is up 9%, not bad. ICP up 7%, Bitcoin up 5%, Theta up 9%. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's get this off of there. What is this? Dude, I can't believe you dropped a 50 slabbers, bro. You're out of control. You're a madman, bro. You're a madman. Vote. Make sure you guys vote. Here's my prediction. I'm not an analyst, but this is my prediction. I am not an analyst of politics. I can only read charts. I can only read the room. I can only read, you know what I mean? So this is my prediction. Also, check out my Twitter. We got some news coming out here, you know what I mean? So we are live. Hopefully my video's not suffering. Hopefully the video's not suffering. Oh, it's suffering. I shouldn't have went live. It's taking all the views from the video. Make sure you guys check out my video if you don't mind. Check out my video. Psych, nah, I'm glad I went live regardless, y'all. Here's the video for tomorrow. Please check it out. And if you have already checked it out, you just help me out. Click it real quick and let me get an extra view, you know what I mean? Make sure you drop your like on there. Help support your boy. Right there's the video link right there. Here's the video title. And it has really important information too if you haven't watched it. Definitely watch it. Dropped it about 3 hours ago. You know what I mean? Bitcoin definitely getting a little Bitcoin pumpers off of a little Trumper pumpers. So we got Trump at 168, Kamala at 34. Here's Polymart's predictions. Then you have my prediction. And you have this as well, which is another. This has Kamala at 99 and Trump at 177. It's getting pretty dang close to that 270. We might know here soon, or roughly know, you know, have some, at least some estimates. Like, I think the camera looks nice at night. Do you guys think the camera looks nice at night, or is it a little too dark? I could maybe make that light different color. You know, like a light blue. Let me try a light blue. Maybe like a light blue like this. What are you guys thinking? Or should we just stick with the red theme? You guys like the red theme? I kind of like the red theme. We could do the light blue. We could do the yellow. What are you guys thinking? Let me know in the comments below. We got purple. Got the purple theme. What are you guys thinking? Let me know in the comments below. Or we could just turn the light on. You know what I mean? What theme are you guys thinking in the comments? I like the red theme myself. I definitely like the red theme myself. I can't believe you dropped the 50 slab 84. You're an absolute freaking generous legend, dude. Bitcoin is absolutely pumping right now. That is the red theme as well. This is all red. This is light red, sign red, light red. Can you drop the merch link? Bro, absolutely. I love the red theme myself. What up, Chris? Yo, Bitcoin is pumping, bro. Yeah, I really like the red myself. I'm glad that my community thinks the same thing. Wow, we really think alike. The red is I think the red is just choice, in my personal opinion. The red is just, it's prime. Bitcoin is doing very, very nice right now. Crypto as a whole is doing very, very nice right now. We're seeing a nice pump. We're seeing a nice pump in the crypto. Doge up 14%. Whimsy Chick in the building. Whimsy Chick in the building. Yo, Bitcoin is getting a stupid pump off the Trumper pumper.
Open up more paths, and we'll have to see if that was effective.
I want to ask
Bitcoin is getting a stupid pump off the Trumper pumper, bro.
War in Gaza. Gaza and how that might affect the vote, in Detroit and in parts of Michigan. Are we getting any read there at all?
Well, it's going to be something that matters, right? Because we saw that uncommitted vote. We know there's an Arab American population in largely Wayne County.
Bitcoin is doing very nice.
But it could be potentially significant.
Doge is up Doge is up 15%.
Just in the last few days here,
Doge is up 15% for the day.
By referencing, of course,
Bitcoin's at 72,100 right now. Holding key level of support of 72,000. I told you guys if Trump wins, Bitcoin's gonna pump. All right, guys, I gotta get some water. Dark looks cooler for night stream. I know the dark is nice, I have to admit. And I love the red. I love the red theme. It looks nice. I showed you guys the different colors though, and you guys spoke, and everyone said red. So I'm glad you guys like the red theme.
Moving away from this idea that Donald Trump was sort of looming large as this threat to democracy, this ominous shadow hanging over America, and shifting away from saying his name at all, calling him the other guy, trying to make him seem small, unserious, Lester.
All right, we have another call to make, and this is a pretty big one. The state of New York, and not necessarily a surprise, but NBC News projects that New York Kamala Harris is the projected winner. I'll get this out. Projected winner in New York, and there you see the vote difference: 845,000, 33% in. Here's the map to show us where we are on that road to 270. That puts Donald Trump out front with 168. Harris with 62 now.
Let's continue this conversation about Michigan, about young voters, because this issue that you raised, Gaza, Israel, this is a very potent issue with young voters, with the many students, and we see Kamala Harris struggling with that. We've seen ads by third-party groups in Michigan trying to bring up that kind of dissent that is
Bro,
going on.
I think it's actually insane that
in
you
the
guys
primary,
dropped a 50 bomb.
Committed vote, sort of a protest vote
And
against
what are the
President
Simpsons
Biden.
predicting? Let me know.
People voted.
85 people in the building. We're definitely official YouTubers now.
It was 154,000. So this is
It's the late night
constituency
stream.
that very much matters.
Absolutely, and with young voters right now, we just had Hallie, you brought this up on the
All right,
video.
we're
Trump
definitely
is
official
leading
YouTubers now.
young
We're
voters.
definitely
And
official,
again,
bro.
that
Late night
gender
stream.
gap is
We
playing
have
out right
86
here.
people
It's
in the
large
building.
with
We have
voters in
7
Missouri.
brand new members.
59% going
And
for
somebody
Trump,
dropped
39% going for Harris.
no,
Women,
not somebody,
54%
84
Harris, 44%
dropped a
Trump.
50
He's continuing
bomb.
to close those
He
margins.
dropped a
The other
50
thing
bomb.
that's interesting about
7
Michigan,
new
of course,
members.
there's
Courtney dropped a
52,000 person
5-piece.
campus, University of Michigan.
Unbelievable.
Back in 2016, Trump only won by about 11,000 votes.
Unbelievable.
On that
Bitcoin!
campus, actually,
Look at
Anna
Bitcoin
Ford
go!
is energizing other students by saying, if only
Look
a
at
fifth
Bitcoin
of
go,
the
baby!
have come out, it could
Look
have
at
made a
Bitcoin
difference.
go, baby!
Right now, who does that mean did better on those campuses if we start to see those margins be eat away at?
If Trump wins, Bitcoin is gonna moon because this is before he even won.
2016, Hillary Clinton, when
This is before he even won.
campaign, the criticism was she didn't
Right here's
stand
one
enough
poll,
time in
one
Michigan.
prediction,
And so
99 Kamala, 178 Trump. I think Trump was gonna win. What are the Simpsons predicting?
As well. He closed out his
I
campaign
predicted
there.
Trump
And so
on the 30th.
The Democrats have tried to
But
learn
I've
from the
been
mistakes of the
thought he was
past.
gonna win.
Trump has been very focused on
Kamala
areas, well, because
62,
he
Trump
knows he's got-
168 on this one.
How complicated politics is. Harris is on defense to a certain extent over her stance with Gaza and Israel, the Biden administration stance in Michigan, but then also losing
Simpsons
some of
showed
the Jewish
BTC
vote,
to
for
infinity?
example, in Pennsylvania and Florida. We've heard about that anecdotally as well. Let's it's
Really?
about the bottom of the hour. We can do some race checks here. You mentioned Michigan. Well, let's put it up there. Let's see what we've got. In terms
All of the
results,
votes,
and
all of the
votes are
polls
being
that I've
counted.
seen,
In
it
Michigan,
says
one of those
Trump
key
wins.
Midwest
But
battlegrounds, it is too
they could
early to call.
easily
That's just about a little
definitely
over
do
10% of the
something.
vote, but now you've got an
I'm
eye
not a
on what we've
political
got
analyst,
there.
I don't
Arizona
know.
polls just closed a half hour
Maybe they just
ago.
win.
Way
I
too
don't know.
early to
But
call
it
there.
seems
May
like
well
most
be days
people
before we're able
are
to call that
for
one.
Trump. It just seems like that. And
Wisconsin,
like I
another
said,
industrial
I don't
Midwest,
think
too
Trump
early
is
to
going to
call.
save the
Just
world.
starting to
I
get the
don't
votes
think
counted.
the world will end if Kamala wins. I don't think the government is here to save us. I think it's two sides of the same coin. And also, both of these people are puppets to the people that are higher up. And I explain this. And this is what I want to talk about on my other channel. So please follow my other channel because this would have been a perfect live stream for my other channel. But please follow my other channel because this is the kind of stuff I want to talk about. Because both of these people are puppets. Make no mistake. Both of these people are puppets. And you're going to only hear this type of stuff on my type of channel. There's people called BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. They really make the rules. And then there's wealthy families like George Soros, Rothschilds, wealthy and also Bilderberg Group. Council of Foreign Relations. These are the people that are actually unelected that are really making the policies. Chris with 5 gifted.
You could fit those voters into
Rhodey Life.
Wow.
John, Craig, Jody, Mandrew. You just gifted like 2 chicks, bro. I looked at the demographics for my channel. It's 11% chicks, and the rest is all dudes.
We're talking about some of these issues in these key battleground states. Nationally, we saw something really interesting here, right?
So trader chicks are rare.
Over the course of months, it's economy, inflation.
I'm trying to find me a trader chick because they're rarities. Look, we got 72.7K here on Bitcoin. This is ridiculous, bro. I wish I had another brewski, man. I ran out already. I would definitely pop one more brewski. But it's Wednesday, right? Yeah, we're just gonna do one tonight, buddy. We're fine. I would though. Besides my better judgment, I would pop one more brewski. But I did have a brewski tonight. Sue me. Bitcoin hitting a new high of 72,800.
Who people supported when they said this was their top issue.
Bitcoin hitting a new high.
Voters broke for Kamala Harris. So she leads on that issue. More people who said that democracy was their most important thing.
72.
Kamala Harris than did Donald Trump. She is also leading on abortion as well.
0.8K. Bitcoin getting a Trump pump up 6%.
The economy or immigration were their most important issue, backed former President Trump. That is not altogether
crypto portfolios pumping. Listen, if we get Trump win plus rate cuts, Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, bro. And all of cryptocurrency. Doge up 17%.
Because there are Republicans who believe that the state of democracy.
Doge is pumping. Doge up 18%. Doge is at 19 cents right now. Bitcoin is at 72,800. Ethereum's at 2,500. Pumping as well, up 5%. Crypto market responding very well to the potentiality of a Trump win. I repeat, crypto market responding very well to a potentiality of a Trumper win. Getting what I call a Trump pump. And we have now officially made it to 90 people in the building. Unreal. Unreal. You guys are unbelievable. Chris with the 5 gifted, bro. You're a madman. You're a legend. Thank you so much, Chris. I can't believe you. You're a madman. Bro, this is the vibes, bro. This is the vibes. I'm all vibes, bro. Like the music, the news, everything. It's all vibes. That's how I do.
And the fact that you have this significant majority saying that the country's headed in the wrong direction, you know what it is, a challenge. It's interesting.
They're lying about Harris leading in Virginia. They're gonna cheat. Some of the comments I'm reading. Trump done deal. The Russells at 2:30. Paul in the building, DH in the building, 84 in the building, GCA, what up? Whimsy in the building, Courtney in the building.
But Joe Biden, if my memory serves, is something at like 41% favorable based in exit polls, which was a question that was asked. She is at something.
Love it with the music. Hell yeah, you already know.
She is 49%.
We vibing.
Where both Joe Biden and Donald Trump were. But Savannah, I'm so glad you brought this up. We called Delaware like an hour ago, right? Joe Biden's home state. And it made me think about what a different race this would look like. How different
I
tonight
think Trumpers might win, bro.
Still on the ticket. Vice President Harris has done this thing where she's tried to both distance herself from President Biden. She told me in our interview just a couple of weeks ago, Joe Biden is not on the ticket. Like, I am the one who is running on the Democratic ticket, which is right.
So are you guys saying Simpsons predicted Trump or what? Or Simpsons predicted Bitcoin? A lot of his various policies, she has said that she feels some loyalty to him. Of course,
the ads that have been run to great effect in a lot of these battleground states tie Kamala Harris directly to Joe Biden. The Trump campaign thinks that Biden is a clear drag on the Harris ticket.
Yo, Bitcoin hit a new high of 72,900. Yo, Bitcoin could end up going past new all-time highs, bro.
President Joe Biden, she struggled to answer that in part.
Bitcoin, no joke, making stupid moves now.
But it has been something that's been a
Bitcoin new high, $72,900. Bitcoin could start going over 73, and then maybe new high, new all-time high. You guys have been amazing for this live stream. I hope you had a lot of fun. We have 94 people in the building. That is unrealistic. That's crazy. 81 likes. 12 brand new members.
Said nothing comes to mind.
We made it. Thank you. I'm so grateful for this community. No cap.
Well, right, but that's about, that question's coming.
You guys are a blessing. All I want to know is, or all I hope is I provide educational, entertainment, and just value. I just hope I provide. I hope I make your life better in some way or shape or form. Check out my video right here. I dropped this about AMC GME. I talk about the AMC GME repeating algo. You definitely want to check that out. If you haven't. Tesla ripping. There's no way that the stocks are moving right now. Tesla closed up 2.80%. That was it. There's no way stocks are moving. It's 9 o'clock. There's no way stocks are moving. But Tesla could pump a little bit if Trump wins. Crypto would definitely pump if Trump wins. And DJT stock will pump if Trump wins. DJT closed up 10% in after hours. Tesla closed up 2.80. Bitcoin is up 6.64% right now. Ethereum's up 50%, and Doge is up 18%. We're seeing also gains in some altcoins. In the last hour, we're seeing most altcoins are up anywhere from 2 to 5%. Most altcoins, but we're seeing gains across the board. Coins like Atom up 10%.
Thank you very much. Got a projection to tell you about the state of Illinois. Kamala Harris, as expected.
Coins like Atom up 10%. Coins like Sol up 13%. IMX up 7%. BTC up 7%. So we're seeing moves across the board in crypto. XRP up 4.5%. XLM up 5%. We're seeing moves across the board in crypto. The Bilderberg Group, yes, those are the people in charge. The Council of Foreign Relations. What's the other one? What's the big one? What's the big one? Damn it, why can't I think of it? The people that meet in Davos, Klaus Schwab.
Let me go. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
This is the stuff I want to talk about in my second channel. If you want to see my second channel, here's the link. I want to talk about this stuff, like the Bilderberg Group, who really runs the world, that type of stuff.
The people that meet in Davos, because there are more Trump voters out there in the western part of the state, with the exception of the.
All right, we have officially 100 people watching. That's insane. Right here's the second channel. What?
Look, Trump is on top right now statewide. Mecklenburg is the place where Democrats.
What if the second channel's banned already? Because I was talking about that stuff. There's no way.
Surrounding suburbs, they need to drive up the vote here. It is a majority-minority county.
Or maybe something's wrong.
They have to drive up the numbers.
What if my second channel's banned?
Races like Senate races, it's because the turnout is not where it needs to be in Charlotte. So not enough vote there. But the good news is there is vote.
Okay, here it is. Something was just wrong with the link. So here it is. It's more DataZero.
You can see.
Subscribe. Rockefellers, yes. Soros, yes. Those are the people that are really in charge. So you have the corporations. So these people, it's two sides of the same coin, and you're only going to get this type of stuff on my channel. Two sides of the same coin. Both of these people are puppets for that. You have the donors, the ones that give to their campaigns, the corporations. Then you have the families that pass down wealth generation from generation, like the Rothschilds, Soros, Rockefellers. And then you have the big, huge money firms like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. Those are the people that are really in charge. that are making the rolls.
Biden didn't go with it. Went with Biden in 2020. That was
Those are the people that are making rolls for
today,
real.
Trump is on top, and
that's my second channel link right there if you guys want to check that out.
We're also watching New Hanover. This is Wilmington.
Small caps are gonna pump. Small caps are gonna pump, and here's my video if you want to check it out. Small caps are gonna pump because of rate cuts. We're definitely getting at least a 25 to 50 basis point rate cut. I think we're gonna get a 50 basis point, and that could be actually a sign that the market could be a warning sign to the market. I talked about that in this video actually, so make sure you guys check that out.
Look, she's holding her marks, so this is pretty good.
And I talk about AMC and Genie earnings. I will be live for earnings, by the way, so we're gonna be doing lots of hours live today.
I want to go a little closer to Charlotte. Union County seems to be doing okay. Again, this is along the southern border, right above South Carolina.
Or lots of live hours this week, I should say. I'm live extra now, and I'm gonna be live extra tomorrow because I'm gonna stream. AMC earnings.
92% of the vote in. Trump is on top right now. Again, not a large county you're going to see. There's only about 10,000 votes here. But we're kind of reading the tea leaves and seeing where everything's at so far. Again, statewide, 63% in. This is the only battleground state that Trump won in 2020. That's why we're watching it so close. It was very close. It was his slimmest margin. 63% of the vote is in. We're still watching and waiting here in North Carolina. As soon as we can make a call, again, too early, you know we're going to project it, guys.
Tom, you had a little something for everybody in that. No matter who you're rooting for. We got a couple of results to read to you right now. These are ballot measures. We saw the abortion measure go down to defeat in Florida. It had a 60% threshold. In New York, it passes easily. 71% of the vote.
104 people watching the late night stream. Thank you guys for being here, man. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here, and I appreciate y'all for that. Thank you so much, DZ live stream. Also, 12 brand new members is absolutely insane, and the 50 slab drop was insane as well. I have to thank everybody who, right now, I have to shout out everybody who,
especially in these battleground states.
New York, obviously not a
so
place
shout
where
out
people think
Benjamin,
abortion rights under threat, but
shout
the
out
initiative there was broad,
management,
about abortion.
management, shout out Benjamin, shout out Courtney for the 5 gifted, which is insane. Shout out 84 for the 50, which is so generous, bro. Your next 8 or me, brother. Thank you, brother, which is insane.
Arizona, a different story.
Anubis. Anubis
Forgive me,
with a gifted, and then Chris with 5 gifted. Crazy. Thank you guys so much for supporting the fam, supporting the channel, giving back to the fam, giving out those memberships, giving out those gifteds. 191 votes on the poll.
We don't have enough in to make a call on that one yet.
We're doing numbers, man. Bitcoin is up to 72,800 right now. Bitcoin 72,800.
That's why the Florida situation was interesting, obviously, as we've been discussing, different because of the threshold there. But you think about a place like Michigan, places like Ohio had managed to get it through in the past.
We have another presidential projection here we can put up on the screen here and walk you through it. I see it as you see it. NBC News projects Donald Trump will take the state of Ohio with 17 electoral votes. There is the breakdown of 441,000 vote difference now. 64% of the vote.
So we have Trump at 185 and Kamala at 81.
Where it takes us on the road to 270. Donald Trump out in front with 185 electoral votes.
I think Trump might win, man.
All right, let's go to Savannah Sellers. We always need not one.
Why don't they just put California blue? They should just automatically put California blue. We know California's going to be blue, and we know New York. Just automatically put New York and California blue.
And for young women, that obviously is a galvanizing issue for many of them.
It certainly is. For young women, it is their top issue.
Just automatically put.
Also for young women, 42% saying
automatically
it is their top issue, to just 10% of men saying that it's their top issue. When you talk about men,
New York,
it's what you guys were mentioning earlier, the
which is 28, and
as well as the economy. There are certain states too where we are
like
seeing,
it should automatically.
A moment ago, where we are seeing Trump improve specifically with that young men under 30. In North Carolina, when I came to set just a little bit ago, 60% said they supported him. That's up from 42% that voted.
A lot of young people said the
abortion was also one where I saw a lot of
podcast was the reason why. So really, it's more like Kamala's at 135 and Trump's at 185 because Kamala 100% is getting California. So Kamala is technically at 135 and Trump is at 185. Here's Polymarch projections.
No, our decision desk now calling it too close to call. You can see Kamala Harris out front right now. 23% of the vote in there, but again, too close to call.
And here's another.
Election night coverage continues next with another batch of poll closings, including
Oh my God.
swing state. We hope you can stay with us.
Ghostman, welcome. Ghostman, welcome to the family. Ghostman with the membership. Joining the family. Welcome to the DZ fam, Ghostman. We have fun, get money, have fun. That's what we do here. Have fun, get money, have fun. That's what we do here. And here's another one with Kamala at 99 and Trump at 178. But realistically, it's Kamala at 135, Trump at 185, because Kamala is definitely going to win California. And California is 54 electoral votes, and I added that to the 81 that she currently has now. Stocks aren't moving, you guys. The stocks are not moving, bro. There's no way the stocks are moving in after hours like this. If it is, there's no such thing as 24-hour trading, bro. Yo, Bitcoin just made a new high of 72,900. I repeat, new high for BTC, $72,900 as Bitcoin gets a Trumper pumper. Bitcoin or a Dogecoin up 18.5%, Ethereum up 5.5%, and basically altcoins across the board up at least 2 to 3% here in the last half hour. Crypto is absolutely pumping. 24 hours, it doesn't matter, bro. I know you say it's 24 hour on Robinhood, but that's not real, bro. It's not real. It's not real, bro. Just, you have to trust me on that. You have to trust me on that. Please. And we all know how shady Robinhood is. Crypto portfolios are pumping right now. Crypto portfolios are pumping right now. I love to see it, baby. I love to see it. Bitcoin with a Trumper pumper. All of Canada wants Donald Trumpers. Just read that in the comments. My phone just died. I'm probably going to stay live for a little bit longer here. So long we've been live. Yeah. Oh, wow. We got some new subscribers. 14,268 subscribers, man. Shout out to the new subscribers. I appreciate you. Did anybody find me from this live stream? Is there anybody new from this live stream? What up, C-Love? Cold Girl in the building. Is there anyone who just found me from this live stream? Because that would be crazy. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying this live stream. If you're watching it right now or if you're watching it in the playback. And make sure you check out my newest video because it's an absolute banger. Right here is that video. Side Out 2, box office. Link right here. If you guys want to support the channel in a different way, here's the merch store. You can check out any type of merch I have. I have tons of stuff. That link is also in the comment section and description. Okay, Bitcoin. Yo, Bitcoin 73,000. Bitcoin 73,000. Wow. Trump just got more. Trump just got more. Trump just got more.
NBC projects the state of Kansas will go
Trump
to
just got more.
Donald Trump with 6 electoral votes.
Trump just got Kansas.
Here's the map now to 270 as we add that to the group.
Bro, Trump is damn close to 250 right now.
Harris is 81.
You mentioned we have 6 of 7 presidential battlegrounds to get to. Nevada will close here at the top of the hour, but let's look at Michigan. Too close to call right now, just 15% in. We could be up all night and perhaps beyond. Michigan didn't get called till late the next day.
This one got Kamala at 99 and Trump at 188. It doesn't have California done, but California, it looks like PA's flipping blue.
A tight race there.
Trump needs to win PA, I think.
Votes, so we'll see how that shakes up. About 9:50.
Bitcoin 73,000 as a Trump victory becomes more evident.
In the silver state, Nevada, rolling their dice.
Do you guys think Trump needs to win PA?
We're heading into the final stretch. More poll closings across the West, including another battleground state.
Nevada and its 6 electoral college votes could be critical.
Nevada, get out and vote.
Nevada, ours is a fight for the future.
Both sides going all in, trying to win the state by targeting its large population of service workers.
No tax on tips.
We will continue our fight.
You guys think
Taxes on tips.
We're moments away from the first results from Las Vegas and the rest of
PA
the state
is...
as our decision desk gets ready to make new calls on the road to
God
270.
dang it.
And that brings us to NBC's Steve Patterson, who's in Reno, the biggest little city in America, and a key swing county.
PA is
Hey, Savannah.
19 electoral votes.
If you like to sleep in this state, we're maybe about 5 minutes before the polls close, or do they? And I say that because the lines are still ridiculously long. I'm in Washoe County, as you mentioned, in Reno. This is the Washoe County complex. It's like where all the government buildings are, the county clerk's office.
You have to remember Kamala's going to get California because California's 54 electoral votes.
That county recorder means you have 40 minutes to go left.
I cannot believe Bitcoin is at $73,100 right now. Look at this Trump pump. Bitcoin is approaching new all-time highs almost. All-time highs for Bitcoin is... I have it marked here in gold. So if Bitcoin breaks that gold line, it's a new all-time high. So Bitcoin is this far away from a new all-time high, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is about to break a new all-time high. It's definitely close. It's definitely close. Anybody could win this thing. Anybody could win this thing for sure.
A lot more coffee tonight for people that are trying to watch the vote. Also, one thing to keep track of, the nonpartisan vote. That's the reason why we're in Washoe County. This is an incredibly purple county. People vote the issues. They vote their feelings. They don't vote party line, which leads us to talk about nonpartisan.
They vote their feelings? I don't like that.
In this state, higher share than Republicans, higher share than Democrats. These folks, we're not sure which way they're going to vote, which has been confounding pundits. And it's been really tough for people trying to read the tea leaves of what exactly the numbers mean. I've spoken to both campaigns in the state. Both seem to think that they have a Trojan horse. Of course, Democrats seem to think that nonpartisans are younger, a little more racially diverse. Republicans seem to think that they're going to skew more conservative. And so we
if you would have bought the dip on Bitcoin when it was at like 40K, you're already up almost 50%. If you would have bought 50K Bitcoin, you would be up like 45%.
Maybe not in Reno either. We know you won't be sleeping tonight. Tom, let's look at Nevada. This is
And there was a bunch of crypto influencers calling for a crash. If you look at this,
Yeah, you are completely right. They have a Republican governor there. Let's talk about Nevada here. Right now, no vote in, obviously.
all these fake paid-off influencers were calling for a crash. Look, this guy's a straight shill. Never listen to this loser. Alex Becker. Look, Death Trap. Crypto set the nuke. He's a freaking clown. Bitcoin is a trap. Do not listen to this clown.
This is 3/4 of the election.
And there was multiple people calling for a Bitcoin crash.
No way that Republicans can catch up.
Those people calling for a crash are shills. Look, I came up on here.
This is the battleground.
I came up on crypto. Look.
The voting in Washoe
That's crazy.
Of the entire state, much more than Las Vegas is. It's reflective because it's a mix of both.
Look, sell now. Sell now. These are all paid off people that were trying to get you to sell so institutions could buy your crypto, because not only if Trump wins will crypto pump, but the rate cuts.
And this is where Trump hopes to run.
The rate cuts will make it pump crazy. And we're already close to all-time highs. And if we get we are getting rate cuts. I'm sure of that. Nothing's guaranteed in the market, but I'm sure of at least a 25 basis point rate cut, maybe even a 50. Crypto's going to go stupid.
So the economy and housing prices are a huge issue in Nevada. And finally, the last point I want to bring up here is that the unemployment rate right now in Nevada is over 5%. It's the highest of any state in the entire country. So the economy is going to be huge here. And you got to remember,
so I mean,
plan about no tax on tips. You have all those service workers and the service unions in Las Vegas.
Trump came up with no tax on tips. Bitcoin is going stupid.
Unclear if it's ever going to become law, if they can even do that.
Bitcoin is going absolutely deranged.
And a populist appeal, definitely.
And I think I'm glad Tom was talking through those points here, because I think of Nevada and I think economy, right? You talked about the
Bitcoin is at 73,300, quickly approaching new all-time high.
On the strip, etc. No tax on tips. I'll also tell you another number. I think it's
What's up, Nick?
380, just about 379. That's the price of a gallon of gas in Nevada, the highest of any battleground state. The economy is a big factor in this state, as are the
Ethereum is up 6%. Doge is up 24%. Doge is up 24%. Crypto is going insane. XRP up 1%. Sol up 3%. This is just in the last hour. XLM up 5%. XRP up 5%, and this is the day. Ethereum up 6%. Doge up 24%. Crypto's going stupid. Crypto's going stupid.
Look, if the way
and all the shills were talking about crypto crash. Crypto crash. They're shills. They're shills, bro. Shills. Look, sell your Bitcoin now. Shills. They were trying to get you to sell, bro. And this guy, Alex Becker, is one of the biggest shills ever, bro. Do not ever listen to this moron. He said death trap, crypto set the nuke, and look at Bitcoin as a trap. Hey, stupid. You are a complete shill, completely paid off, and you're paid for everything you say, and you have no real opinion of your own. Alex Becker is one of the biggest shills ever, bro. Loser crypto shill. Been exposed for being in crypto scams. Never listen to that guy, man. If you've seen any crypto influencer talking about a crash, they're bought and paid for, because they wanted you to sell right before this massive pump. Because if Trump wins, crypto's gonna moon, and rate cuts, crypto's gonna moon.
Here's the map, the road to 270.
Doge just hit 20 cents, yes.
One Harris with 81. That's the road to 270.
Well, let's put Nevada up on the map here. It is, as you might expect, too early to call. And if you remember, in 2020, we didn't get a result in Nevada.
So this one has Trump at 198, Kamala at 99. Polymart, this is Polymart's predictions right here. Here's all the states. Polymart has 82% Trump, 20% Kamala Harris. It has PA red.
Just 16%, so there's a lot of votes to be counted there.
It has Nevada red.
Over to the states just nearby, Wisconsin, the other industrial Midwest battleground, 35% in. They are making some progress, but too close to call. Georgia, too close to call.
This one has Kamala at 81 and Trump at 201. Trump's getting close to that 70, bro. Trump's getting close to that 270.
Out west, the great battleground state of Arizona, too close to call. That's another one that may take several days before we get results. So let's go to Tom. And I mean, Pennsylvania, we cannot talk about it enough. It may all hinge on Pennsylvania, just as it did in 2020.
Yeah, and earlier I was talking about Eastern PA, guys, not to talk about Western PA. Those Steelers fans. Let's start in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County.
Well, if he gets 205, that's a guarantee, right?
Slightly over.
Like if he hits 205 on this, that's a guarantee, right?
In the state of Pennsylvania, and look at this, Butler County.
Or if he hits 270.
Took place just miles from Pittsburgh. Look what a different place this is. Trump is on top. 71% of the vote is in. He got 65 in 2020, 65%. He's now at 64. He's essentially performing where he needs to be. I also want to see how the vote is in these Western communities, Western PA communities, because fracking was a big issue here. Vice President Harris had to change her position on that. Washington County, right here on the border, Trump with 60% of the vote. Let's see how
plunge protection time. They're going to cheat.
Westmoreland right next to here. It butts up against.
Yo, what up, Tyler?
47% of the vote is in. He's at 65.
Yeah, I meant if he gets 270. If he gets 270, Tyler's supporting his friend's small business. Bro, my community went crazy. Look at this, bro. My community dropped a 50 bomb. Look at this. Dropped 5 gifted. My community went wild, bro. Yo, my homie Tyler in the building supporting his homie small business. Vote above Tyler. Who you think's gonna win? We got our own poll right here. I'm still getting on the duty tonight, bro. I don't know about you, bro. I'm still getting on the duty tonight. I'm gonna hop off here soon.
79%. She's gonna want to increase those numbers again. We're still waiting on a lot of the vote. It's still very early. Remember, some of these counties are gonna report late.
Yeah, it's still mad early.
69% overperforming.
So right here we got Trump at 201, Kamala at 81. Here's Polymart's predictions. This is Polymart's predictions right now. They got Trump at 82, Kamala at 20. Every poll that I did on the channel has Trump up 80%. You can see my poll that I did here on the channel. And then I have my prediction as well.
They say Southern Bucks might be a little bit more Trump country. That may have changed this election. We're going to have to wait and see. But you can see here the numbers.
So here's the poll we did on the channel.
56% of the vote. Trump's going to have to try to
over 298 votes. We also did polls during the live stream that had like 500 votes. But you can see this has Donald Trump up 83, Kamala up 17. Most of my channel male, 11% male, 89%, or I'm sorry, 80%, 9% male, 11% female. Bitcoin is going to Bitcoin new all-time, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin with the Trumper pumper. Bitcoin with the Trumper pumper. Bitcoin new all-time highs. Bitcoin new all-time highs. Bitcoin new all-time highs. I told you guys Bitcoin going to 80K. I predict Trump is the winner. I predict Trump is the winner. I predict Bitcoin to 80K. Bitcoin to 80K and beyond, baby. I'm telling you, it's coming. 80K is coming. 80K is coming, ladies and gentlemen. New all-time high for BTC, $73,900. Unbelievable, bro. Made 3K so far tonight. Crypto portfolio is absolutely pumping right now. Crypto portfolio absolutely pumping right now. This is crazy. This is crazy.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Population in Pennsylvania too, the most of any battleground. So let's talk about where that is. And I want to start with the national.
Can we hit 74,000? Can we do it?
These exit polls could shift a little bit.
Can we do it?
It is Kamala Harris, of course, the vice president, who is.
I told you guys if Trump wins, Bitcoin's gonna pump, and then the rate cuts are gonna make Bitcoin pump even more. The rate, yo, we're $74,100. Oh, dude, imagine if he wins. We're gonna wake up and Bitcoin's gonna be at 80K tomorrow. I'm telling you guys, we're going to 100K, bro. I told you guys. I told you we're going to 100, bro. We're gonna wake up in Bitcoin. If Trump wins, we're gonna wake, bro. If Trump wins, we're gonna wake up and Bitcoin's gonna be at 80K, and then on Thursday we get rate cuts.
But again, it's about the overperformance. He is doing better with this group than
yo, Bitcoin is about to go bananas.
this is something, and
I told you guys, bull flag breakout, macro accumulation, man. I told y'all it was still undervalued. Bull flag breakout. Look at this beautiful bull flag breakout. Bitcoin's going to 75,000. Bitcoin's going to 75,000. Bitcoin is going to 75,000.
Based on this data.
Yo, Bitcoin's gonna go to 75.
Just showed the most important 2 counties that I'm following in Pennsylvania. The early vote in Allegheny
Oh my
County,
God.
Pittsburgh.
Ethereum is up 8%. Oh my God, my portfolio's. My portfolio. I can't breathe.
And so far it's looking
I can't breathe.
early numbers, but she's doing really well.
I bought so much BTC.
That is a very scary number for the
I bought so
Harris
much
campaign. They're gonna wanna
BTC.
do better. But the thing around the exits that we haven't talked enough about is really the senior vote.
It's really happening. It's gonna go to 100K. It's gonna go to 100K. It's gonna go to 100K. Bitcoin just hit 75,000. Bitcoin just hit 75,000. Bitcoin just hit 75,000. This is insane.
Very early that make her campaign pretty happy. But in general, Trump is running up numbers in rural better than he did in 2020, which has to concern the Harris campaign.
And we talked a lot about young men who are breaking for Trump. We saw the MAGA hats and some of the long lines at the universities.
Yeah.
Bitcoin just hit $75,100.
I think both
Thank you,
sides
bro.
have a little bit of excitement here. I've talked to Harris.
I think 80. Yes, that's why I said 80K, because that's why I predicted 80K, because 80K is a very safe price target. But I think we're going to 100, 120K easily. And I think that Bitcoin is about to make the most disgusting bull run. We have 89 people in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We're about to break 100 likes, so please hit the like button.
And they kind of need it right now.
Jim Messina, good to see you. Thank you.
All right, we've got a winner to announce. Kamala Harris takes Colorado as expected.
I think that Bitcoin is going to make the nastiest bull run we've ever seen here in 2025.
And here's how it shakes out with 54% of the vote counted. In Colorado, they vote by mail, and those ballots get to be counted quite quickly. So we see that Kamala Harris will take Colorado, so we can fill out the map just a little bit more as we lay out the road to 270, but those big battleground states, we have yet to call one of the battleground states for Kamala Harris. Right now, her best path remains those 3 industrial Midwest states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Donald Trump flirting with Georgia and North Carolina and perhaps Arizona and Nevada. It'll be a while before we get results there. We've got Garrett Hake, who is at Trump headquarters in West Palm. And Garrett, what's the mood there? What are you hearing?
Savannah, I've been talking to Trump campaign officials, and look, we all know the cliche on election days where you hear campaign sources say they're feeling cautiously optimistic. What has happened in the last half hour is my sources have stopped using the word cautious to describe their optimism. They are feeling increasingly confident as more and more votes come in, despite the fact that no battlegrounds have been called, that their theory of the case is being proven correct. And what I mean by that is the Trump campaign set out at the beginning of this race to expand the Republican Party. They knew they couldn't win with their old coalition. They had to get more younger voters, more black voters, more Latino voters, even by small amounts, to join their coalition. In the battleground states, they are seeing that happen. And if it does happen, it would be a historic realignment of the parties. Now, again, none of these battlegrounds have been called, but with all the battleground states now closed, the voting is done, except for the folks who are waiting in line. They feel like there's not much else left for them to do but watch and wait in an increasingly optimistic atmosphere, both here at West Palm Beach and at Mar-a-Lago, where Trump and his closest allies, friends, and family are watching the results come in. Savannah.
All right, thank you, Garrett.
All right, let's go with Peter. Look at the Harris campaign in Washington, D.C. What's the optimism level there tonight?
Well, I think there's certainly a level of anxiety, at least according to some of the Harris allies with whom I've been speaking to over the course of the last hour or so. One ally telling me that, just look at the state of North Carolina, Josh Stein, the Democrat, winning his effort to become the state's governor. That we were able to project a while back, but obviously not the same for Kamala Harris, at least not yet. That indicates that there's clearly some split ticket voters there. Some folks who will be voting for Josh Stein as governor, but then Donald Trump as president. Otherwise, we would have a projection already in that state right now. They say that is an indicator that gives some anxiety right now going forward that North Carolina may not be a state that they're able to win. If that happens, and these are all ifs, it's all very early here, that does again shrink their path to victory to 270. They really are relying heavily on those blue wall states right now. And one of those key states obviously is Pennsylvania, the biggest prize of them all with 19 electoral votes. I spent many of the last several days up there, and I was in the urban centers where the Harris campaign put a lot of its energy, including in Philadelphia, and particularly in places like Philadelphia where they were sending buses up there to knock on doors to help swell the number. They're really relying on big numbers in places like Philadelphia and the collar counties that surround it. They need to run up the numbers among some of those suburban women in particular, the suburbs more broadly right now in Philadelphia. So that's where a lot of them are hanging their hat.
Thank you guys so much for being here, man. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. Thank you so much. Doge is up 27%. Ethereum's up 6%, almost 7%, and Bitcoin's up almost 9%.
Swings in recent years in Texas, but unable to land a haymaker. Colin Allred will come up short tonight in his bid to unseat Ted Cruz.
Thank you guys so much for being here, man. You could have been anywhere else.
Democrats, Chuck Schumer,
But you chose to be here. Thank you so much.
Texas late in the game, thinking maybe there was something going on there. Texas has a very restrictive abortion ban, as we know.
The Democratic Party went way late into both of those two races. They sent a signal to donors for a year and a half. We're not going to bother with Texas and Florida. They're too expensive.
Sorry guys, I'm just posting a few things. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I'm posting.
Then Allred just kept hanging around. So
we just broke 100 likes. Thank you so much.
You don't just flip this. Notice we haven't seen any big flips tonight in general. You don't just flip a state in 3 weeks. You don't just show up in 3 weeks and think magically things are going to happen. Not with how embedded, not with how nationalized our conversation is, not with how polarized we are. And this is a case where at some point the Democratic Party, if they're serious about Texas, they got to spend 4 years there. You can't just do it in 4 weeks. And it's the same story we just talked about in Florida. And this is the difference. Again, I go back. The Republican Party for the last 4 years has been much more aggressive. You heard Garrett talk about it, and the Trump campaign is flexing its muscles.
So Bitcoin just got a new all-time high. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high.
3 years. And it has padded them. It's what Texas, look, Republicans got stronger in Texas. I mean, that Latino vote in Texas, when you've got over 60% Latino men moving in Texas towards the Republicans.
Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high.
That is realignment that's happened.
And I think we have another Senate call to make.
And we're seeing crypto go just absolutely berserk. So here in the last hour, you can see most coins are up anywhere from like 3 to 5%. Here, Doge is up 27%. ETH is up 7%. Atom is up 10%. Crypto portfolios are absolutely,
So here's the Senate at this hour.
absolutely pumping.
One seat. They need to pick up 2 to take control of the Senate.
Yeah, it's looking good for crypto. And this is before the rate cuts. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here so much. So if we're gonna get rate cuts, in my personal opinion, if we get a 25 or 50 basis point, it's gonna add risk on trading. So therefore, crypto is gonna go even more insane. And you had all of these crypto YouTubers trying to call for a crash. They're shills, bro. They're shills. Absolute shills.
The split there. The fact that what Trump is running on, remember, is his first day in office to start a mass deportation plan. A lot of folks have asked him for details about. He's increased his support based on what we're seeing so far.
So here's Polymart update. Trump at 88%. Oh my God, Kamala's at 9.7.
And so far, based on what we're seeing, didn't work.
That's Polymart update. And then here's this, Kamala at 109, Trump at 198. And then here's this one, Kamala at 91, Trump at 201. Now remember, Kamala will win California. So let's do the, how many is California? 54. Kamala's at 91. So that's going to be 145 for Kamala. No way, is that a gifted, brother?
People woke up on Sunday and
5 gifted from Cito 84.
Within the margin of error. The politics desk just
Dude, you're wild, bro.
Because we have some voting data now. 45% of the vote is in, but let's look at poll count.
You're wild, bro. We've been live for 2 hours, 15 minutes.
So she's on top.
And you guys have managed to do the most berserk thing.
Votes in. But look at Trump's
18.
actually doing better than he did in 2020.
Bruh, 18 brand new members? Are you guys freaking serious?
Dubuque County, 94% of the votes in. Trump's at 52. Trump was at 50. So
Are you guys
grown in
freaking
both those
serious?
districts, in both those counties, I should say. For Democrats to flip Iowa, he has to be doing worse in those counties. Again, look, there's still a lot of vote out. A lot of vote has to come in. But this would be a shocker if Republicans lost Iowa.
18 brand new members? Come on, dude.
99 counties in the primary.
That's actually insane. Thank you so much, bro. You're a freaking legend, dude.
9 points.
You're unreal. And you already did a 50 slab, bro. You're the most generous. Thank you so much, bro. I cannot thank you enough. Hopefully, I add value, bro. Hopefully, I add value. Hold on 1 second. I got to get a water, brothers.
Right now, let's play the music here. Projection, and Iowa will go red, as was widely.
Iowa going red. Iowa going red. Trump just got 207. Trump just got 207 as Iowa goes red. Iowa just goes red. Trump at 207.
Restrictive abortion ban that just went into effect.
When do we take profit on Doge? Not for a while, bro, because crypto's about to go into a very stupid bull run. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but crypto's about to go into a stupid bull run. The rates aren't even cut yet. The rates aren't even cut yet, bro.
4 years ago.
This is before the rate cuts. This is before Trump even wins. If Trump wins, we're going to wake up tomorrow and crypto's going to be exploded. Doge is at 30%. Doge is at 30%, about to hit 21 cents.
I've seen it throughout the Midwest, but it's a point.
Doge, you might want to... Bro, stop. You're out of control.
To make up for the loss of voters of color that have cleared. I mean, that
You're out of control, brother.
That continues to me to be the big story of the night, is the shift among.
You're out of control.
Look, Hispanic voters are.
That puts us at a total
what's interesting here
of
is the Republican Party
23.
treated them the same way they treated white working class voters. They courted them the same way they treated white working class voters. The Democratic Party has spent a lot of time treating it as an identity group.
Cito 84 is wild. He just did put us to a crazy level on this exclusive late night stream. 23 brand new members on this exclusive late night stream. Thank you so much, Cito 84. Legend. And he dropped a 50 bomb.
How to target working class voters of color. And I think we're starting to see sort of a working class coalition start to drift.
Guys, if you haven't seen, Dogecoin is going absolutely crazy, up 27%. Bitcoin is going nuts. It is up, just made a new all-time high. It's up about 9% right now, and Ethereum's up 7%. Crypto is going crazy, and this is before the rate cuts. Rate cuts are coming Thursday. Crypto's about to go madness, bro. 2025 bull run. 2025 bull run, baby. 2025 bull run. If we wake up and they announce Trump winner, this is before he even won. Bitcoin will be like at 80K. It's just going to be wild. And then rate cuts on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Rate cuts on Thursday, which is going to add more risk on trading. And crypto's going to go even more berserk. Crypto's going to go even more berserk. I think Elon will use Doge for X payments. I heard that too, but it's possible rumor. But listen, we also at the Fed press conference, the market's pricing at a 25 basis rate cut. I think we might get a 50, and that's going to provide more risk on trading. Doge, I would take profit if you see RSI start to get oversold, overbought on the daily, which it is. You might want to take some risk off the table if you're up like a couple thousand on Doge, 100% on Doge. Maybe take some risk off the table. But I think overall we're about to see an uptrend on these major crypto assets.
And we're inching closer.
It's just called the Rave Song, brother. I'm sorry. I just got a playlist of stuff I made off of free music. Yeah, it's just the DZ Rave Song, bro. Hold on, guys. I have to use the bathroom real quick. You guys like the vibes? You guys like the vibes? It's the party vibes, baby. It's the party vibes. It's the party vibes. Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high right now. Bitcoin at 73,800. Ethereum at 2,500. Dogecoin at 20 cents. Pulling back. RSI extremely overbought. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously, I told you guys my theories. I'm gonna just go over it one more time. So I don't think anybody's here to save us. I think that Trump is the better candidate based off of my own research and independent. I don't care who you vote for, and I don't care who, Democrat or Republican. You're still DZ fam. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, you're still DZ fam. Now, that being said, I think that both of these people are still puppets to their donors, to the corporations, to the generations of families. And this is the stuff I want to talk about on the second channel. I always say that to promote the second channel. But families that pass wealth down through generations, like the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs. And then, of course, you cannot deny that BlackRock owning like 80 to 90% of almost every company, or Vanguard or State Street, they have control. Okay, you can't deny that they don't have control, because they literally do. They're literally forcing people to do different stuff because they're the majority shareholders. Anyone who's a majority shareholder of a company, they get to say what that company does or doesn't do. So these are the real people in charge. But I do believe that Trump is the better candidate, in my personal opinion, and I think that we're gonna see a possibly Trump victory. That's my prediction, and just based off of my research, I believe he's the better candidate and the better choice for America. And again, you can vote for whoever you want, you can be whoever you want, do whatever you want. If you're here, you're DZ fam, and that's all that matters. Now, please make sure you guys like, We've been live for about 2.5 hours, so I am probably gonna get off, but I'm gonna give you guys projections. I'm gonna try to leave it up. Maybe I'll see what happens here. I might leave the thing up. Just I'll sort it out in here a second, because I'm about to play some video games with my homie. So if it starts messing with stuff, then I can't do it. It might be with a run while I play the video game. I don't know. And if that's the case, maybe I can just sit here and play the video game, and maybe you can even watch me guys play the video game, and I can just play that in the background, but I can leave the Trump up. I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to watch that. I don't know if you guys want to go that far. I don't know. You guys got to tell me, man. Is that weird if I would just leave the video game up and I'm playing the video? And then I'm playing the video game, and then, you know, I leave this up on the screen. But this is my projections. I think Trump wins. I think that if we wake up tomorrow and we get a Trump victory, I think Bitcoin could potentially be 80K. I told you guys that I have an $80,000 price target for Bitcoin. I posted this October 14th with the macro accumulation breakout. I told you guys that it's undervalued, and I showed you guys after each halving, you have a rally. There's so many reasons why Bitcoin is about to have the most stupid bull run ever. We've never had Bitcoin ETFs. Trump is extremely bullish on Bitcoin. We're about to have rate cuts. The Bitcoin halving rally that we normally get for the halving hasn't happened yet. There's so many reasons why Bitcoin is so about to go so hard, dude. There's so many reasons why Bitcoin is about to go so hard, bro.
Maybe 400 or so thousand. That's if the current margins hold.
There's so many reasons why Bitcoin is about to go so hard.
Needs to be above 450. Yeah. And if we're down there in that right, because right now it's about 190,000 vote difference with 50% in.
So Bitcoin is about to go. Bitcoin is about to go stupid. Remember, post halving, we haven't had that post halving rally.
Very well with Hispanic voters and young men. That Joe Rogan army appears to be real in a lot of these places.
Yeah, Joe Rogan definitely swayed a lot of people.
I think they're very excited by that. And
it's undervalued, guys. It's undervalued.
Areas. I think they're trying to cut their losses in the urban areas.
So we're about to get this money on the BTCs. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high. Doge is up 26%, about to hit almost 21 cents. It's at 20 cents right now. Ethereum's at 2.5K, up 6%. Most cryptos seeing moves, okay? Most cryptos seeing moves in the last hour, up at least 5% in the last hour. Atom's up 10%, Doge is up 26%, Sheep's up 11%, Ape up 11%, Sol up 14%. So coins, crypto making moves.
Lester just said it's true. It's a 50-50 country. Let's assume for purposes of this conversation that in fact they take the Senate, and let's assume for purposes that Trump wins the presidency.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Votes in the Senate.
Thank you guys so much for being here, man. You guys could have been anywhere else tonight, but you chose to rock out with DZ,
with some of the Trump stuff,
and I appreciate that. You guys chose to rock out with DZ, and I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you.
Where the Senate is frozen.
I appreciate you guys, man, for real.
In either administration, depending on how it goes. So now's a time that I think that regardless of how this turns out, I think the leader of this country needs to realize it's time to quit dividing and try to unite and figure out if we can't find ways to work together.
We have a divided Senate. I mean, already the status quo is, you know, it's essentially tied with Democrats having control with the tie-breaking vote of Vice President Harris. We haven't even talked about the House, possibly because it will be
DZ vibes, baby. DZ vibes.
Democrats are hoping to take back control of the House.
With
they
the
only
interstellar
need to
beat.
net out 4 seats, so those races will go. But once again, I mean, you just look at a country, to Lester's point, that is very divided, and this is what the pollsters were showing. And right now, so far, that is what the results are bearing out.
And I will say, you know, we're sitting here, it's 10:30 Eastern time. This is kind of a little bit of a strange moment. We have some data in, but not all. We have a lot of exit poll data in, but not a ton of vote count yet. We still have a ways to go. We haven't called a single key battleground state yet. So this is an interesting moment in the evening, and I think it bears having this conversation, because when you look at the strategies from each of these campaigns, the vice president did something very specific. She looked to once she got into the race not too long ago, she looked to cast Donald Trump as a danger to democracy, but she also looked to make the positive case for herself and why she should get another 4 years. Her campaign spent so much time in places like Wisconsin. Think about that Ripon visit, the birthplace of the
It's
Republican
over. If
Party,
they're admitting
bringing
this,
out Liz Cheney,
if
former Congresswoman
if
and
NBC is
Everybody
admitting this,
knows who
it's
the Cheney
over.
family is.
It's over.
Trying to reach out to this tiny slice of people who aren't quite totally in their tribal corners. Former President Trump looked to supercharge his base.
But it's so interesting because then you say it's a tiny number.
They just talked about how Kamala only focused on orange man bad, Trump bad,
Liz Cheney,
Trump Nazi, Trump fascist. That's all they kept saying, and their energy was so bad. While the Trump is like, look, we're gonna actually fix the economy. We're gonna, and
she was trying to find
Kamala was already in power. Democrats have been in office 12 out of the last 16 years, and look what America has become. If you go back 16 years, the last 12 Democrats have been in office. And look at what's been happening, ladies and gentlemen.
5 you ask, that takes me to Tom.
But again, it's two sides of the same coin. You got to remember, it's two sides of the same coin.
So Nebraska, remember, they give out their electoral votes for the popular vote, whoever wins the state. They also give them by congressional district. From what you just reported there, projecting one of the congressional districts, it's going to be District 3. It's going to go to Trump. There are 2 other congressional districts, 1 and 2, that we're still watching. Nebraska District 2, this is the big one that we've been watching. It's the swing district. The other one, Nebraska 1, usually goes red. We're still waiting on some vote there. It hasn't been called yet. But again, Nebraska 2 is the big one, because if it came down to that 269 scenario, we would come here to Omaha. Nebraska District 2 is Omaha, which is Douglas County. It's also a neighboring conservative county, Saunders, and a little bit of Sarpy as well. I think we just can't call it. The difference is 22,000 votes. That's what the difference was in 2020 when Biden won the state. So Democrats are in good shape right now. It's unclear how much of the vote is out. Let me see if I can come back and see if we can get how much of the remaining vote is out in this state. We can't check it just yet. As soon as we have a call on Nebraska 2, we'll bring it to you. It's one electoral vote, but in a razor-tight election, each electoral vote is important, guys.
All right, let's take a look at the battlegrounds. It's 10:35 in the east, 7:35 in the west, and we've got all battlegrounds closed right now and votes being counted. And too close to call is something you're going to hear me say a lot over these next few moments. That's the story in Pennsylvania, about 58% of the vote in there. In Michigan, also too close to call. The battleground
voting closed in the battleground states. Voting closed in the battleground states.
Wisconsin as well.
We still have
at this hour, still counting about half the vote in there. Let's go down south, the Sun Belt path. Georgia, too close.
So this
to
one
call.
has
Biden
Trump at
won it
198
by a
and
hair.
Kamala
In
at
2020,
112.
Donald Trump trying to get it back tonight. Too close to call.
Bitcoin
In North
is
Carolina,
still
we're
at
calling it too
74,000.
early
It might
to call.
push
So we're
back
waiting
up
for more
past
vote there, even though
75,000.
84% of the vote is in Arizona. Too early to call too. We just had the polls closed there about 90 minutes ago. They got to wait a little bit before they can even start counting votes there. And same thing in Nevada. It'll be a while there. And in fact, if you mail your vote,
I'm so glad you
in
guys
Nevada, I
joined
think
me
you can
tonight.
mail it. It
Thank
can
you
be
so much.
land there as late
Thank
as
you guys so
Friday,
much for joining me
actually,
tonight.
and still be counted. Those are the rules in that state. So here's the road to 270, and it's being filled out along the familiar lines that we've all become so familiar with over these last couple of presidential cycles with those big question marks. Tom, let's go to Pennsylvania, because I think this is, we've often said this will be the ball game, and we're starting to get more vote, and maybe we could look at some of those bellwethers, like in Erie County, for example, or Lackawanna County. What are you seeing?
Yeah, we're also seeing some outliers as well, Savannah. I want to show you what I'm talking about. Center County, it's in the center of the state. This is red right now. 68% of the vote is in. Biden won this in 2020. Hillary Clinton won this in 2016. Why am I highlighting this county? Let me move the map over again. Center County. This is Penn State. This is Happy Valley. This is a university county. The Democrats should be on top right now. Again, there's 68% of the vote in. They could still catch up, but Trump is on top right now. I want to go back to Eastern PA again, which has changed because a lot of people from New York and New Jersey have moved to the eastern portion of the state. we're talking about Northampton. This is one of those bellwethers, Savannah, you were talking about. It almost always picks the winner going back to like the Kennedy years, I think. Trump won it in 2016, Biden won it in 2020. Right now, Trump's on top. 73% of the vote is in, so there's still vote out. Those things could change. Again, it's still early. We're not calling these counties as well. I want to zoom in here. This is Berks County. I'm going to zoom in. Reading, PA. This is a city where Hispanics are the majority here. 92% of the vote is in. Trump is up at 56. It's not a huge surprise, but what it shows is that he's overperforming. He won this county in 2016 and 2020, and tonight he's overperforming. Again, some of that vote is still out, but we're watching that. Finally, I want to look at Scranton right here, okay? Lackawanna County. Republicans thought they maybe had a chance in Scranton at least to peel away some of the votes there. Again, this is where Joe Biden was from. People wondered if he got the friends and family discount there with voters. She's underperforming tonight, 51% right now. Biden was at 53. In a state where it could be determined by 40,000 votes, 80,000 votes, every little bit matters. If they're looking at the map right now and you're a Republican, you're probably feeling a little bit better. But again, I just want to say it's still so early.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
And there's still a lot of vote out.
So I am going to be turning the camera off, guys, and possibly winding down the stream. We are, wow, we're right at 1,000 views. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, y'all, for real. I really, like, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, yo. Thank you guys for being here. You literally could have been anywhere else on election night. There's so many people different covering this. The fact that we were able to get 1,000 views and we only streamed,
all of these things start to add up. It's like death by 1,000 cuts.
We only streamed,
and so if you drop 40,000 votes in
2.5 hours.
State, maybe 6,000 or counting.
I am going to be turning the camera off at this point.
You know, you run out of
I truly appreciate everybody. Let me give everybody a shout out who did the fan funding.
When that happens, I'm not nearly that good at math, but it's starting to look a little
so
more
shout out to
encouraging. And when you see the
Cedo84,
Latino
Absolute
vote come in,
Madman,
we see some of
Ghost,
the
welcome to the
closing of
fam,
gap
Chris.
with the young voters.
Shout out everybody
It's
to the
starting
fam who
to add
got
up.
gifted. Lots of people got gifted because we have multiple gifted. 84, you're a madman. Courtney, Com Management, Benjamin. Thank you guys so much. Anubis Gaming. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the fam and giving away some gifteds and showing some love with the super chats. 78 people in the building right now, over 122 likes, just past 1,000 views, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Unbelievable. Thank you.
We talked about it in the commercial break like 2 hours ago, so it was more of a callback to something that I forgot we didn't say on the air because we're chit-chatting.
So the stream's going to be probably winding down.
Interesting because think about who actually gets out and votes.
Yeah, welcome to the new members. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, guys.
So there's some fascinating.
It looks like Trump is going to win, and I want to leave you guys with this. Bitcoin potentially is going to break out. Bitcoin has resistance at 75,000.
And you think about
Bitcoin has resistance at 75,100 to be exact. Bitcoin is using 73,800 as support. We're probably going to wake up with Bitcoin near like 77 to 80,000. Crypto is going to absolutely pump. I cannot tell you what to do. And this is before Trump has won. If Trump wins, crypto is going to pump insane. If he loses because of this pump,
but so is Tim Walz in the Midwest.
It will crash back down.
And I think what her decision
so be aware of that.
One of judgment,
crypto will crash back down if he loses. DJT will crash back down if he loses. And Tesla will crash back down if he loses. Okay, so be aware of that. If he wins, we'll wake up and crypto will be exploded if we know for sure if he wins. We're not going to know until later into tonight. This one has Pennsylvania going red. If he wins PA, I think he won. If we see PA come in as...
Shapiro's not going anywhere.
If we see PA come in as...
I'm just going to call it out. You seem
red. I think he's won for sure.
See the end here.
I think it's pretty obvious he won.
I think
it's pretty obvious he won. But if we get a guarantee that he wins, crypto's going to pump higher. I told you guys 80K price target. But this is even before.
And to be clear, we haven't.
This is even before the rate cuts. We have rate cuts
internally at the numbers.
Potentially coming here on Thursday. Nothing's guaranteed, but I think we're going to get at least a 25 to 50 basis point rate cut, which is going to put more risk on trading small cap stock, mid cap stocks, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, going to go to the moon from that as well. If Trump wins, Bitcoin's going to go to the moon. I think it's pretty evident that he's going to win. That was my prediction. I'm not a political analyst. And again, it's two sides of the same coin. And I believe in reality, they're all puppets. And I could break that down with facts because they are slaves to their donors. You cannot deny that. Donors say, hey, I'll give you this donor, but make sure you do this, or make sure you have this interest in mind when you're in the office. You cannot deny that. That's how it naturally works. And also, you cannot deny right off the bat that BlackRock and State Street, Vanguard, people that have majority share ownership really have control. Those are the people that are really in control. And then, of course, you have the strong families that have been passing down wealth from generation to generation, like the Rothschilds, the Bilderberg Group, Soros. These are the people that are really pulling strings behind the scenes. CFR, they're unelected officials that really make the moves. And I want to talk about that more on my second channel. So if you guys want to check out my second channel, right here it is. This would have been a perfect stream for that. But once I get 500 people, I'm going to start live streaming and stuff like that. So check out the second channel. I'm going to be dropping videos about stuff like that. What up, Tyler? Tyler in the building. It's still too early to call. It's still too close. Just know that if Trump loses, Bitcoin will pull back, and you will see a retracement.
And the memory cards with the votes.
DJT stock will pull back, Tesla will pull back. If Kamala wins, you could see a general pullback in the market because she wants to tax unrealized capital gains, and the whales would get taxed and they would probably want to sell. Yeah, we need to see those swing states. I want to see if PA wins. I think if he gets PA, that's a pretty good sign that he's going to be winning. But still too early to call. We're not going to know at earliest until late into tonight and tomorrow at the earliest, I believe. If you guys want to check out the GME and AMC squeeze video, that's right here, because GME is actually setting up for a move, and I talked about that in my video. So make sure you guys check that out. I break it all down about the algorithm repeating. I showed you guys the double. Remember we played the call options here, made that big bag off the 600% move. GME made this 600% move. That was just a couple months ago. GME's about to make another move. I talked about all that in my video and break all that down. So if you want to see that video is right here, and make sure you check it out. It's about to I think it's at like 1,000 views right now. Guys, you could have been anywhere. You could have been at Meet Kevin's, look, but you chose to be here. AMC Bigums, he's a loser, bro. He told you guys the reverse split. He told you reverse split and dilution is going to cause the squeeze.
You can see them in the back here, Savannah and Lester.
So here's that video here.
Late at night, they expected the last bit of stuff to come from the precinct to get here at 11:30. Savannah.
And I break that down and what you want to see.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break right here. Many more poll closings coming up at the top of this hour, including California and its whopping 54 electoral votes, and a look at who's ahead in the race to 270 on election night.
So right now, Polymart, this is Polymart's predictions. Here's Polymart predictions. Trump 92, Kamala 8. That's crazy. Here's this current one with Kamala at 113 and Trump at 210. Remember, she's going to win California, so add 54 electoral votes to that 113. GME pump. See you guys. Thank you guys for being here, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate y'all. Over 1,000 views. 124 likes. Let's get 125 likes. Let me get one more like on the live stream. Let me get one more like for 125. Let me get one more like before we go for 125. And we got 125, baby. Thank you, DZ fam. This is the best, baby. Let's go. Much love, fam. As always, you know what it is. Have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace. And thank you for this late night election night stream special from yours truly, DataZero. Hopefully you found entertainment in this. Hopefully I provide entertainment in your life. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. AMC earnings. Remember, AMC earnings tomorrow. And rate cuts potential on Thursday. This week is not over. It's a historical week. It's a legendary week. And there's so much opportunity to be had. I will be putting out more plays in the Discord. See y'all later. Peace. And I think Bitcoin could easily go much higher. You missed a great stream, Eddie. You missed a great stream. A great late night stream. But you can always watch the replay. GME's running because it's about to make a stupid move. I tried to tell you guys. I literally broke it down in the video. I just told you guys, watch the video. Watch this video right now if you want to understand why GME's running. Watch this video right now. GME's about, please. I implore you to watch this video if you want to understand what's happening with GME right now. It's very important. I break it all down.
You made another one.
basically mean that they'd have to succeed in holding on to that blue wall. Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And frankly, speaking to some people in some of those states that are involved with the Harris campaign, they said that's where they are seeing some concern that that's going to be a tightrope that they have to still try to walk tonight. Buster?
And Peter, we were just talking here, there's a sense that the polls were in fact right. Are they getting that sense that the polls are really reflecting what we're watching?
Well, I mean, nationally, this is basically an evenly divided, right? So the idea that our last poll showed at 49-49 is sort of a overall popular vote, that may be pretty close to where this.
Hey, it's all right, man. It's all right, brother. We're just actually wrapping up now, pretty much. You guys can catch the replay. If you want, just hit that like button. Check out my video right here for AMC and GME Bitcoin news. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high. Let me actually make a little short video on that. All right, guys, if you missed the live stream, Bitcoin made a new all-time high. Bitcoin hit $75,100. Now, if Trump wins, Bitcoin could go much, much higher. Also, we have the potentiality of rate cuts as well, as the market is pricing in at least a 25 basis point rate cut, but I think we might get as high as a 50, which would bring on risk on trading and send Bitcoin even higher. I told you this week was filled with opportunities. I told you Bitcoin was going to $80,000. Ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe for more crypto news and technical analysis and accurate predictions. Also, other cryptos getting the Trump pump. Doge up, Ethereum up, and crypto is up across the board. As you can see, multiple coins pumping. Right here is the map, and they are mostly showing Trump winning. So as you can see, they're pricing in a Trump victory.
Election workers, the election clerks are...
If Trump wins, Bitcoin will go higher. If Trump loses, it will pull back. Be ready.
State haven't called it yet.
We'll talk about both those because both states have interesting things happening. So first off, 85% of the voting, if you're asking yourself, why is it too early to call? Why hasn't NBC News projected this race just yet? Because listen, there are still 875,000 votes that are out. So we're going to wait till we can make a clear projection there. I do want to highlight some things. I've been talking about Charlotte, Mecklenburg County all night long. This is where Democrats had to turn out the vote. This is where races are won and lost in the state of North Carolina, is in Charlotte. Clinton at 62, Biden at 66.7. Harris is at 65. Remember, she has to win this state because they lost it 4 years ago. She has to be doing better than Biden. And now I want to take you to the Black Belt. Again, these are the counties that there's not a ton of people, but they're largely African-American counties. And I'm going to go to compare this to 2020. And I want you guys to watch these numbers. Remember, the number on the left, it has to be higher. The number on the left has to be higher. So we're going to lock this in. Let's go through here and just watch. Every county, she's underperforming. With a lot of the vote, there's still some vote out, but in almost every county, she's underperforming. Again, this is the Black Belt, high proportion of African-American voters here, and she's underperforming. Not a population center, but if she wants to win North Carolina, she has to be doing better there. I know you were asking about Virginia. Savannah, let's take a look at Virginia. We haven't called Virginia yet, you know, and if we, just to give you context, the last two elections, it came kind of close in 2016, about 4 percentage points, 4 or 5 percentage points. In 2020, Biden grew that lead much more. It was about 10 points there. Tonight, here's where it's at. 77% of the votes in. There's about a 2% spread. I'm being told by our politics desk, a lot of the vote that is out is still in the Northern Virginia suburbs. This is the Democrats' sort of their sweet spot where they're going to drive up the votes. Also, Richmond County, a lot of African-American voters there, too, that could possibly vote Democratic. But listen, Republicans have been making inroads in there as well. We can take a quick gander. How much time we have? About a minute? 2 minutes? Now we're going to say goodbye. We'll come back. We'll dig into those northern suburbs in just a minute, Savannah.
Let's do, because, you know,
Yeah.
northern suburb resident Chuck Todd says you can't count.
We're waiting on that vote.
You're waiting on that vote, but I want to go to Mark Lauder on this. Also, I think a Washington, D.C. former area resident, so you get to weigh in on this too, and you too, Senator. I mean, would you have expected that Virginia would take this long to call? I mean, is this concerning? Does it give you any other trend lines?
No, I mean, I saw a lot of energy, and I live in Northern Virginia as well. I've seen a lot more Trump signs in people's yards where 4 years ago, 8 years ago, you would have never dared put one up there. So I think there was a little more of an emboldened activity, but you know you're not going to win that area. But I think this does point to what we were talking about we see going on in Philadelphia, which we see going on in some of the other Charlotte areas. She's underperforming in the metro areas, which is where she needs to overperform.
I think when it's all counted, when everything comes in Northern Virginia, and Chuck's not here, so I'm a little nervous. But I think she'll end up winning Virginia by a comfortable margin. And I think when you actually analyze the data, what you're going to see is there was more enthusiasm in the rural areas of Virginia than there was for Biden. I mean, I think we need to start saying out loud that, you know, what is different between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Everybody thinks they're exactly the same on policies, but one is a woman of color and the other is a white man that everybody was really comfortable with, that were moderates and knew him well and had known him for decades. So I think you're seeing more Trump support in some of the areas where Biden could cut in. And you're not, but Virginia's going to be fine. She's going to win.
Oh my
Virginia.
God, I
But you
think
might see that maybe in,
Cito84
Lackawanna County or
bought
something in
some merch.
Pennsylvania,
Thank you
with
so
that
much,
pricing dynamic
84,
that
bro.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're out of control. Thank you so much for your support, man. You're amazing, dude.
Top of the hour, we're going to have the big poll closings in California. Got an election alert. Poll closing in about 20 seconds or now. So there'll be some biggies out there to talk about.
Yeah, you see California, Idaho, Oregon, Washington. Those will all be closing here in about 10 seconds. And then, of course, we'll have
Bro,
the
somebody
latest
bought a
characterizations.
t-shirt.
We're going to pause for a moment while some of our East Coast stations go to their local news now.
Someone just brought a t-shirt, bro. Kamala's at 145 with California. Trump at 214.
And welcome back at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock hour here in the East. NBC News can project.
Here's
Kamala
Polymart's
Harris will
projections.
win in the state of California. 54 electoral votes in the state of Idaho.
And
NBC
here's
News
this one
projects
at
Donald Trump will win
Kamala
and take
at
those
167,
4
Trump at
electoral votes in
210.
Idaho. Here's the map where it moves in the road to 270. Donald Trump at 214. Harris now with 145. So
Donald Trump
things
at
certainly becoming
214,
a little
Harris
more
at
interesting as the evening
145.
progresses.
Okay, for the 11 o'clock poll closings, we have a couple of uncalled races, Oregon and Wisconsin. We just called California. Now let's go to our battlegrounds. Pennsylvania, too close to call, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock.
Dude, I can't believe I just sold some merch. If you guys want to check out the merch store, it is right here. Here is the merch link. And make sure you guys check out my video on GameStop on why it is going to be pumping. And AMC earnings as well, and what to expect for AMC earnings. Here's the merch store. I have different stuff, mugs, all types of stuff. Bitcoin about to make a move. Dogecoin up 30%. Dogecoin just hit 21 cents. I repeat, Dogecoin just hit 21 cents.
We're still awaiting vote there in Arizona. Let's go out west. We've got two battlegrounds out west. We've got Arizona and Nevada. Polls closed there about a couple of hours ago. Well, 2 hours for Arizona.
Wow, we just got a new subscriber. Thank you so much. 14,269. 14,269. Just got a new subscriber.
Tonight in Maricopa County, and don't forget the great county of Pima County, home to Tucson, Arizona.
And give some credit to Arizona.
Here's this one with Kamala at 179, Trump at 214. Here's Polymart's predictions.
This is going to be about
And here is
60%
this
of the
one.
vote in the state of Arizona. So important. If you want to win Arizona, you got to win Maricopa. You can see Trump won it in 2016. Biden won it in 2020. Tonight, with 50% in, Kamala Harris is on top right now. Phoenix, one of the fifth largest city in the country, one of the fastest growing areas in the country. Something else interesting about Maricopa, it's not so much people from other states moving there for the jobs, it's people from all over Arizona moving to this area. You have Mesa, Tempe, Scottsdale, a lot of growth there. We're going to go to this other county here, Pima County. Savannah, you've heard of this county? Maybe, maybe not. 50% of it is in. This is Tucson. This is a Democratic stronghold, but it's not like Cambridge, Massachusetts, right? It's not 60-40 split. It sometimes is, but not really. Tonight, she's doing well. She's turning out the vote there, about 30% Hispanic in Pima County as well. It's on the border. Just next door to Pima is Yuma. Now, this is majority Hispanic, an interesting county, but this is a place where Republicans can run up the score. Trump overperforming right now, only 35% of the vote is in. Arizona, still very, very early, 11 electoral votes. As we get information, we'll sort of dissect
guys,
it
if
and
you
figure it
didn't
out.
know,
It's
we're
gonna be a while
slowly
before
just
we call
wrapping up the
Arizona, Savannah,
stream.
as you know.
I do
All right,
appreciate
thank
everybody.
You, Tom. We got our panel here. We got Chuck. We got Savannah Sellers over here. Chuck, what are you making of what we're seeing with the trend
23
lines
new
are?
members, 134 likes.
There's a
We're
reason
just
why
wrapping
there's
up the
anxiety
stream. I'm about to
in
get off
the
here
Harris
in
camp
just a
and
few minutes.
growing enthusiasm and optimism. I mean, all
Thank
the
you
trend
all
lines,
for
this
being
looks
here.
a lot more like 2016 to me than it does 2020. And you're seeing whether it's
Check
rural
out the
turnout,
channel
surging up,
tomorrow
we've had
for
a
more
upper
updates and
projection of total
predictions.
turnout in
If
Georgia
Trump wins,
than what we
Bitcoin
saw.
will pump.
And as we've been saying, and we'd see
If he
this,
loses, it will dump
turnout was always gonna be
because it
better
has
for
got a
Trump.
Trump pump.
Not, you know, there's always been
DJT
this
stock will pull
pre-Trump
back.
era conventional
Tesla
wisdom
will pull
used
back.
to be Democrats would perform better. But he has the sort of the occasional voter.
I still
And
think
it looks
crypto
like-
could
and we're
pump
actually
because
even
of rate
seeing
cuts,
evidence
though,
of what I call these
regardless.
shotgun Trump voters. They come in, they vote Trump, and they leave because there's about 100,000 vote gap. I mean, the Democratic
what I
Senate
said
candidates
about
in the
these
world
guys being
are
puppets
all
and
in
it's
better
two
shape
sides
right
of the
now than
same
Harris.
coin.
Did Republicans crack the code
And
of
the
early
stuff I want to
voting
talk about on my
and
second
finally
channel of
glomming
who
onto
really
that, even
controls
though Donald
stuff.
Trump is sending a separate message.
Well, one might argue now, if you
I
look
also
at
don't
the
care
three
who you
Trump
vote for.
elections,
We're all
one,
DataZero family,
he
and I want that to
obsessively
be
made
known.
sure
I don't
people
care if
didn't
you're
vote early.
Democrat,
Two, he
Republican,
didn't.
white, black. It doesn't matter. You're just
One
DataZero
is
family
the
to me.
16, and it's this one. So you may be onto something, but I do think the bigger story is their ability to expand the electorate. He used to have a ceiling of about 47, 48. That's not the case tonight. He expanded it another point or two. That's significant, as we know, in a razor-thin environment. Even if you're just adding 50,000 to your voter rolls, well, that's the difference between winning and losing. Half the blue wall. I heard your Dallas Cowboys thing. You know, I mean, there you go, right?
Want me to do it again?
Yeah, I mean,
it also works for Lambeau Field. The last four, literally, the
a better stadium to pick. You don't want to have a losing team.
Yeah. Oh
right?
my gosh.
The losing record.
Here we go. No, just that our last election was decided by 80,000 voters in 4 states that would fill football
Can we also
stadiums.
remember one other thing here? Because she was trying to do something as a sitting vice president that had never been done before. Succeed an unpopular president. Okay? Hubert Humphrey tried to do this, and he came 1 percentage point short. It was a very close election. The
Joining me for this
wasn't close, but it was a very close
DataZero
election,
live
but it came up short.
night stream.
Al Gore tried to do this. While Bill Clinton's
Good night,
presidency was
everybody.
popular, Bill Clinton, the individual, was not. We all know he came up 537 votes short, as Lester will tell you over and over again. So the last sitting vice president to win was George H.W. Bush, with an outgoing president that had a 60-plus approval rating. He was at 41%. I mean, that is, you are asking somebody to overperform in a way that we may find out was politically impossible.
This sounds a little bit like a postmortem, so I want to make sure we
No, and I don't think we're there.
We have not called.
Let me give you the view from the Harris campaign.
And by the way, they know if they win, it's going to be like this. Like, their path is razor thin.
That's exactly what they're saying. There's this new memo that is out now from the chair of the Harris campaign that was sent to staffers, obtained by our Monica Alba and our team that covers the Harris camp. And this is exactly the point, right? Which is why I wanted to jump in here on this. They say that the closeness of this race is what we prepared for all along. They still see data trickling in from Sunbelt, but all along they knew it was going to be blue wall. I mean, listen, to a degree, of course, this is what they're going to say, but they say they think they're still feeling good about Pennsylvania, overperforming turnout in Philadelphia and some of these areas. In Michigan, they say there's still a lot of vote to come in. In Wisconsin, there's still a lot of vote remaining. General Mally Dillon says in this memo, we've been saying for weeks this race may not be called tonight.
Here,
Go
we
ahead,
do
Lester.
have an NBC News projection in the state of Oregon. NBC News projects that Kamala Harris will win in Oregon when the votes are counted. Here's where it There's the breakdown right now. 220,000 vote difference, 45% of the vote in. But again, Kamala Harris, the projected winner there. In our road to 270, you see it
Kamala
there on
at
the screen,
153,
214 for
Trump
Donald
at
Trump, Harris with 153. The big prizes, still no calls. We continue to wait.
Interesting that that memo is focusing on the blue wall. That's all but saying they're not expecting a North Carolina victory or Georgia or...
Those are two states. I'm just looking at this on my computer. I don't see either of those two states mentioned here. They do talk about Nevada and Arizona. It's going to be a bit, but the bottom line is they feel like this race is not going to come into focus until the early morning hours.
The fascinating thing about what Hallie just read, Chuck says this feels like 2016.
Good night, everyone.
That's almost verbatim a memo that we got in 2016 saying we're focused on the blue wall. Everyone's focused on the blue wall. No one panic. And this, we have a lot more vote to count. So I want to be very cautious in saying this. But
thank you for being here.
it's
Good night, everybody.
That is the message that they're
You
saying.
just missed it, brother. I'm wrapping up right now.
Kamala Harris in Philadelphia on the
whole
eve
last
of the
day.
election.
Sorry, brother.
All she did was focus on
Which is exactly what...
They had their eye on the ball. I mean, you can't say, right, they didn't do that in 2016, right? She was doing Arizona, she was doing Texas, and she
But
sort
the
of...
night before was in Philly.
True, but they sort of didn't do the blue one. To their credit, I mean, she lived in Pennsylvania, but I'll tell you this, we'll see. There's...
Sorry, man. You can always watch it on the replay. And I just talked about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the market and everything going on. We might not know till late in tonight, so I'm not going to be streaming that long. I have to stream late tomorrow. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Much love, Faven. DZ fam. Peace out. Make sure you guys press that like button on the way out. Thank you guys for being here. No problem, everyone. You guys have a good night. Peace, A-Main, Ryan, Faraday's, Star, Sergeant. Can't wait.